the second time in 4 days, the Colorado Springs Switchbacks are back on their home pitch, looking to continue the red-hot roll. Tonight, playing host to the Timbers 2 from Portland. Hello, everybody. Josh Howe alongside Roland Vargas. And Roland, what a roll it has been for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Saturday night, they knocked off Vancouver by a score of 3-0. This is a Switchbacks team that is really hitting their stride here in mid-June.
It is. You're absolutely right, Josh. It was a terrific performance against Vancouver. 3 goals after the Lightning delay. They're going to look to keep that momentum going in today's game against Portland Timbers too.
This match, of course, a makeup game from one that was scheduled in early May. Weather wiped that one out, so it squeezed in. The circumstances, not ideal, but both teams obviously know what's at stake, and they're going to be ready to put it out on the line here tonight.
They will. They're absolutely right. They won't have liked to have this game sandwiched in between a couple of other games on the weekend. They're going to try to get this one in. The weather's going to be fine. Shouldn't be a problem. The players are tired, especially from Portland. They've been all around the country recently, but hopefully the Switchbacks look to take advantage of the tired legs of Portland Timbers too.
Well, head coach Steve Tritchie certainly has some options in terms of personnel tonight, and Ron, you caught up with him earlier tonight.
I did. I was able to have a minute with Coach Tritchie on the sideline, and he was able to tell us what he expects from Portland Timbers too. Coach, after such an impressive win here against Vancouver, how do you look to carry that momentum in today's game against Portland Timbers too?
Well, I think we've had some good momentum these last couple of weeks. We've had some good results, even in the games that we didn't get a result in. We've played well, so the guys are playing with confidence. I told them let's not have overconfidence, but let's go play our game, and hopefully we'll get a win.
And what are you expecting from the visitors tonight? It's your first matchup against Portland. What do you think they're going to bring to tonight's game?
They're an athletic team. They have some decent speed up top. They've scored some really good goals, and they're solid defensively. So it's not going to be an easy game, but like I said, the guys are playing with confidence. I think we'll do well.
Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck today.
Thank you.
We will see how it plays out here tonight. The starting lineups and the kickoff when we come back.
Doing what we do for a living, we have to give that extra mile, even when you think you can't. Because not only are we taking care of people, but we're taking care of ourselves. At Centura, it is a culture of health. And as a group, we've brought that to the forefront to demonstrate to patients.
See Juliana's inspiring story at CenturaConnected.org.
At Whole Foods Market, values matter. So all of the fresh beef we sell comes from cattle who've had room to roam. No antibiotics, no added hormones. Third-party rated for animal welfare, raised by people with responsible ranching practices on over 1,000 U.S. ranches. Like Hearst Ranch. Because to us, value is inseparable from values. Whole Foods Market, America's healthiest grocery store.
Summer starts to sizzle on CET with the Xfinity Sports Awards show. Then celebrate women in the military on Women Warriors. Looking to heat up the racetrack? Check out Burnout. Switchback Soccer scorches the field with live events all this month. Only on Comcast Entertainment Television. Shake off the winter cold by warming up your body with yoga. Kelly Moore will lead you through poses transforming your body and mind. Feel the sunshine on your skin as she instructs breath techniques, muscle control, and releasing tension. Living Yoga now in stunning HD, only on Comcast Entertainment Television.
This is a message from your inner athlete. Registration is now open for Colorado's largest sports festival, the 2015 Rocky Mountain State Games. Competition takes place July 17th through the 19th and July 24th through the 26th. Choose from over 40 sports. All ages and skill levels can compete. Register now at RockyMountainStateGames.org or call for more information. Come out and compete, win a medal, and join the excitement at the 2015 Rocky Mountain State Games.
What a spectacular Wednesday night here at Sand Creek Stadium. The Switchbacks getting set to play host to the Portland Timbers 2. Here are the starting lineups for the Switchbacks. Starting tonight for your Switchbacks. Number 1, Davida Gorick. Number 25, Jordan Bird. Number 34, J.J. Greer. Number 2, Josh Phillips. Number 30, Clay Bejarano. Number 8, Ronnie Argueta. Number 4, the captain, Luke Vercaloni. Number 21, Shintaro Harada. Number 10, Miguel Gonzalez. Number 12, Mike Sack. Number 18, Aaron King. What a crowd tonight. Beautiful Wednesday evening here in Colorado Springs as we get set for USL Pro Soccer. Josh Howe alongside Roland Vargas. And Roland, what a matchup here tonight. These two teams, of course, set to have met in early May, but here they are mid-June. The conditions much more ideal here tonight. Take a look at the starting lineup and the Switchbacks. Lots of weapons, but it starts with the captain, Luke Vercaloni.
It does. He's been leading with example. Scored a really big goal to go up 2-0 against Vancouver in the last game. Vercaloni's been leading by example both on and off the field. This is the Switchbacks' most preferred lineup, the best lineup that they could bring into today's game. With the injury to Saeed Robinson, they're really going to look to attack Portland Timbers 2 tonight.
Steve Tritchie, the head coach of the Switchbacks, what a job he has done here in his first season at Colorado Springs. Has this team right on the brink of the top 6 in terms of playoff contention here in mid-June. Well, for the Timbers 2 from Portland, this is a team loaded. They've got players on loan from the MLS team, but again, they've got one guy who kind of leads the pace, and that's number 30 in Carlton Belmar.
Belmar's a terrific striker. He has a really good relationship with Rondell Winchester. They match up well. Winchester's a little bit taller, a little bit bigger. He's going to look to hold up that ball. Belmar tries to get in behind, supported by the other forwards. They're a really good team, Portland Timbers 2. This looks like it's going to be a good matchup today. Jay
Vinovich, the head coach of the Portland Timbers, he's an assistant for the MLS squad. And Jay, of course, a decorated resume in the college ranks at Wake Forest, led the Demon Deacons to a national title in his stint in Winston-Salem. Well, fans, the Switchbacks would like to honor tonight's military family. Please welcome to midfield specialist Tyrell Martinez and his wife Angelita and their son Ethan and daughter Isabella. The Martinez family is originally from Denver and has been in Colorado Springs for 3 years now. Specialist Martinez is with the 127th MP Battalion. He and Ethan are huge soccer fans, and the family is excited to be attending their first Switchbacks match tonight. We would like to thank him for his service to our country and to our community. Quick check at the Associates in Dental Care weather forecast tonight. Tell you what, it didn't look good earlier this afternoon, but it's cleared up and going to be a gorgeous night. Temperature hovering near 70 degrees, partly cloudy, but all in all, we'll take it. A beautiful midnight here in Colorado Springs, midway through the week. The officials tonight, Karen Apt, and with her is Kyle Gilliland, Ben Oakley, and Justin Fillmore rounding out the officiating crew tonight. So every piece is in place, and Roland, we're ready to play some soccer.
We are. The Switchbacks are going to be attacking the goal to the north of the stadium here. That's the goal. They were so successful in the last couple of home games, so they're going to look to start fast. They're going to look to be aggressive, look to hopefully get a couple goals for the Switchbacks on the board here in the first half.
We are underway. Kickoff here. The Switchbacks, 3 consecutive home wins coming in as Miguel Gonzalez not able to keep it in play to open things up. The Timbers in their road green, white shorts, attacking to the goal on the south end. And the Switchbacks, as Roland mentioned, attack here to the north from right to left. And the whole black-white numbers. We got a great crowd on hand. Sunshine splashing down here at Sand Creek Stadium. And the Switchbacks will set it near midfield. There's Aaron King as the defender flies over his head at midfield. And they're
going to call Aaron King for backing in there. Aaron King just leant over. The defender comes flying over the top of him. Looks like he took a hard fall on the ground, but the foul's going to go against King. As we can see here on the replay, Aaron King just leans over, lets the defender come over the top of him there, and the defender's going to take a bit of a fall.
That's Taylor Pay, number 20 for the Portland Timbers 2. Looks like he's going to be okay, so a free kick here, and Michael Nanchoff will take it for the Timbers. Portland comes in 4-5-2. They're 1-2-2 in the last 5, so looking to get back on track. And that ball going to go through the box, through the end line. And David Agoric and the Switchbacks will control here early on, just over a minute into this contest.
Looks like the sun is going to be a bit of a problem in David Agoric's eyes. The Switchbacks goalkeeper here playing and defending this goal to the south side of the stadium. That sun is really going to be in his eyes here for the first half.
David comes in at 1.14 goals against average, 24 saves. He's pitched 3 shutouts. Across midfield, the Timbers 2 will play it, and now Vercoloni, the captain, up ahead. He's got room to work. The Switchbacks an opportunity here early on into the box, and that ball going to sail through the end line. We've got sun splashing down to that corner. Tough to see early on here, but it will be T2 ball.
Not sure how that wasn't a corner kick. Looks like Aaron King was able to win the corner kick there driving into the box, but the referee's given a goal kick here for the Portland Timbers 2.
Well, and this is a T2 team that is very aggressive. They got a great front line, very good in the one-on-one situation. Obviously, the back 4 have been one of the strengths for the Switchbacks this season. That will certainly be put to the test again here tonight.
They will. The center back partnership of J.J. Greer and Josh Phillips are going to have to be on their toes tonight to deal with the size and the speed, the silk and the steel, as it were, with Rundell Cunningham, Rundell Winchester and Belmar Carlton today. That's going to be a real problem for the Switchbacks defense, but how they played recently and how they were able to keep Vancouver under wraps, the Switchbacks should be very confident heading into tonight's game.
Gork up to play it and wheels it near side, and here comes Clay Bejarano across midfield, played by Gonzalez. Miguel Gonzalez, he's got room to work. Gonzalez moving in, chips it in the center. Here's Vercoloni, dumps it back. Now Shin Hirano, far side, room to work here for the Switchbacks early on. They'll send it into the box, deflected out, and cleared for the moment by T2. Now Shin Hirano reversing, he'll circle back, and there's Argueta, bypasses him, and Bejarano with an opportunity. Into the box and chipped out of there, and there's Argueta.
Ronnie Argueta is playing a really, really important position, just sitting right in front of Josh Phillips and J.J. Greer. He's going to be very important for the Switchbacks tonight.
On the far flank, Switchbacks room to work. Argueta up top. Near side it comes to Bejarano. Clay Bejarano's been outstanding this season for Steve Tritchew. He's filled a key role here midway through the month of June. Vercoloni shot low, and that sails wide of the post on the left side. So the captain, who leads this team in scoring, nearly buries his 7th goal this season.
Good hold-up play again from Aaron King. The striker was able to take that ball into his feet. He was able to hold it up and just drop it off. You see the pass coming in from Ronnie. Aaron King's able to hold that off, lay it off. Vercoloni with the hard, low, right-footed shot to that corner. Just unable to get it inside the goalkeeper's far-hand post. Jake
Gleason in goal for T2. 3-4-2 coming in for Gleason. A 1.44 goals against average, and he will certainly be put to the test here tonight. This is a Switchbacks team that erupted for 3 goals against Vancouver in that lopsided victory on Saturday night.
Gleason, the goalkeeper for Portland Timbers 2. He's one of those players for Portland that's been a bit of a yo-yo player, up and down from the Major League Soccer club, from the big brothers, the Portland Timbers, who are having a good start to their MLS season. He's up, he's down, but he hasn't made any appearances in it for the MLS side so far this season, but he's a goalkeeper for the future for Portland Timbers 2.
Portland, one of 5 teams of the Western Conference directly affiliated with an MLS team.
And the Portland Timbers, too, they have, one of the best stadiums in MLS. They've got an absolutely tremendous fan base up there in the Pacific Northwest. They've got a really, really good foundation for their team, and they're sitting in 4th place right now in the Western Conference of MLS.
T2 on the attack. This is Winchester. He's got the size. He's got room now. Winchester skates in, and now that ball
shipped out of there for the moment.
That's not where the Portland Timbers 2 want to see Rondell Winchester. They want him a little bit pushed up. They want him to be the focal point of the attack.
Opportunity here. This is Belmar, and now a whistle.
Looks like he just straight offside there as that ball came through. I think Belmar just straight offside.
Carlton Belmar has been outstanding, scoring 6 of his team's 13 goals, 13 points. He's tied with Luke Bercoloni for third in goal scoring in the USL Pro League, and he's 6th in points.
He's the man that the Switchbacks defense have to watch. He's very, very speedy. He loves to turn, loves to push himself up onto the central defender and spin in behind him really, really quickly and use his pace. He's a very, very speedy player, a very smart player. And like I said in the opening, he has a very, very good relationship and a good chemistry with his fellow forwards.
Bejarano on the throw-in, just shy of the box, and it's headed out of there. And now T2 going to go to work on the far side. This is Jenderson.
Switchbacks pressing very, very high defensively here. Their strikers are pressing on to Portland Timbers 2, trying to win that ball back deep in the Portland Timbers 2 half.
Out Bejarano near midfield and play across the midfield stripe. Gonzalez closes in. He'll win that ball. Miguel Gonzalez on the move. Gonzalez sets it up in the center. Drop back and just past Luke Bercoloni.
Unlucky there from Mike Seth.
So Shiloh Chuma comes up with T2, and now a win here for the Switchbacks. They'll move into the quarter box, and a player hits the turf, and no call.
Mike Seth there looking for the foul. He wasn't going to get it. I don't think there was much in it. Looked like a bit of a 50-50 challenge. The ball runs through to the goalkeeper, Jake Gleason, for Portland Timbers 2. As we can see here, Mike Seth, he's using his strength. Mike Seth beats one defender. He tries to go through. The other defender does. The defender blocks him off, but just wasn't able to reach that ball.
Mike Seth playing in place of Syed Robinson, who's been out the last couple of matches due to that ankle injury. So Seth certainly an opportunity for some key minutes here in a crucial match against Portland.
Mike Seth's been playing well. He's been using his size and his strength. That's not something that you can teach a player. He's been a very, very good player on both the offensive and defensive ends.
On the move. This is Winchester. Gorick high in the air, secures it, hits the turf, and he's down.
Just got the wind knocked out of him. I think he's all right. He went over his own central. Excuse me, that's Clay Bejarano. He went over there. As you can see, Devil Agoric, he's really, really great with his hands. He goes up to win this ball. He wins the ball cleanly, and most importantly, he holds on to the ball, but he goes over Clay Bejarano, just a miscommunication. He lands right on the side there. I wouldn't imagine it's anything worse than just having the wind knocked out of him.
Now, David Agoric, a big reason why the Switchbacks are on the roll that they are on coming into this match here tonight. 5-5 coming in. Goric has pitched 3 shutouts. And you can see the trainer coming out to tend the keeper for the Switchbacks. But boy, Roland, he has been outstanding. Obviously, he's had a lot of help with that line in front of him, that defensive unit. But Goric, the Switchbacks know they can count on number 1 in goal.
They do. He gives a lot of confidence to his defense, knowing that he's behind there. He's been pushing up. He's been playing a little bit of the sweeper-keeper role lately, a little bit of the Manuel Neuer-esque, the German goalkeeper. He's been pushing up to the top of his box, and he really takes the pressure off that defensive line for the Switchbacks, knowing they have a player back there they're both confident in. He can use his feet, and when the ball comes in for these deep crosses, David Agoric is one of the best in the USL at coming and claiming those high balls.
And Goric goes 6'3", and obviously able to get up off the ground in a hurry. That time he did, and he hit the ground in a hurry, but looks like he's going to be okay for the Switchbacks. So good news there. Obviously, we're going to have some stoppage time to play out here at the end of the opening half. And a good sight is David Agoric able to get up and walk off on his own power.
I've got to say also the field, the pitch looks in absolutely perfect condition today. Big shout out has to go out to the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC match day staff. They've been out here, they've been working on this field tirelessly. The conditions have not been helping them out. We've had rain, we've had hail, we've had lightning, we've had tornado warnings in the Colorado Springs area, but the pitch looks in really, really wonderful condition. That's all down to the really hard work of the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC game day staff.
This is the second match in 4 days, and we've got one more to go on Saturday, so seeing a lot of work, but so far it's holding up.
It is. The pitch is in very good condition today, the best I've seen it so far this season.
Resume action. Phillips, boy, how good has he been? A USL Pro team, first team defender for his efforts last week. Bercoloni closes in, not able to win that ball, and T2 will control here, just passing the 9th minute of play here at Sand Creek Stadium.
You're right about Josh Phillips. He's been fantastic for the Switchbacks this season. One of their best players, if not their best player. He's been leading that defensive line. He's formed a great partnership with J.J. Greer on the ball here as he looks forward for Jordan Burt down the right wing. That's a very good partnership at the center, at the heart of the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC defense.
As Jenderson with the left foot floats it up, and there's Bejarano, good position, and Bejarano able to win that ball up in the air. Here's Shin Harada now controlling on the ground off to Miguel Gonzalez, and here he goes, chips it up ahead,
great
looking
pass
for a player on the right side. It's Mike Seth. Seth has got room to work. He'll come in for the right side, dump it off to Vercoloni. Vercoloni, front of the box, dances around, back to Seth. Opportunity here for the Switchbacks, chips it into Seth, and it's wide to the left side.
Good attack there from the Switchbacks. Mike Seth just a little bit deep on that cross. He's looking for his forward line, made Aaron King there, but Aaron King was the only man in the box to be on the end of that cross. Good attack from the Switchbacks.
Seth starting in place of the injured Saeed Robinson brings a different dimension. Saeed had the speed, but Seth obviously a different strength from what Saeed brings to this lineup.
Mike Seth brings the steal. The Switchbacks do lose that speed with Saeed Robinson. They lose that dynamism to get in behind defenders, but Mike Seth, he brings a lot of size, he brings a lot of strength, and he brings a lot of confidence to that Switchbacks forward line.
As Gleason sends it across midfield, Phillips up in the air. How good has he been defensively for the Switchbacks? Now Shin Harado not able to win that ball. And T2 on the move. This is Winchester. Rundell Winchester out of the box. And defensively, there's Greer in great position for Colorado Springs.
Able to snuff it out. J.J. Greer get the Switchbacks going on their attack here with Vercoloni.
Far side and moving to pick up that ball is Jordan Burt. Burt getting the start in place of Taylor Hunter tonight. Midfield, Switchbacks and T2, and Portland controls. There's Winchester. Man, he's got great size. Going to be a matchup nightmare all night long. This is Belmar now.
Belmar, very speedy player, very smart player. The Switchbacks, as you can see, every time Belmar gets the ball, there's someone on him immediately. The Switchbacks aren't going to be man-marking him tonight, but as soon as he gets the ball, the directive is obvious from the Switchbacks coaching staff to have someone right in the face of Carlton Belmar.
And Gorg plays it on to one hop, and a keeper out to play it here in the 12th minute at Sand Creek Stadium. Fans, you can become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content. Across midfield, here comes Luke Vercoloni. Vercoloni pauses, shot from on top, and that's deflected out of there. Great shot, but Gleason is there to make the save.
Captain Luke Vercoloni again leading by example. He's looking for the far post. He's trying to get his right foot wrapped around that ball. Really, really good save by Jake Gleason down to his left-hand side with a strong left hand. Good save from Vercoloni. He'll go over to take the corner kick now.
So the Whole Foods corner kick coming up. You can see the replay. Luke Vercoloni just on top of the 18, fires it off with the right foot. And what a play by Gleason to keep this scoreless. Here's the corner kick. Whole Foods corner kick straight up in the air, headed up, and it will get through the box. And Miguel Gonzalez there to cover for the Switchbacks. Gonzalez plays it in. Now an opportunity for the Switchbacks. Dancing is Burt in the box, and it's cleared out of there by T2.
No surprise that corner kick from Luke Vercoloni was looking for the head of Josh Phillips. Phillips has been imperious both in defense and coming forward for these corner kicks. He's a very, very important weapon for the Switchbacks off of set pieces.
I'd like to thank everybody for tuning here on CET and KRDO News Radio 105.5 FM and 1240 AM. We've got a good one tonight. Scoreless here in the opening half. We're in the 14th minute as Colorado Springs playing host to Portland. The Timbers 2 on a gorgeous Wednesday night. And boy, how about the crowd? Great turnout tonight for Wednesday night soccer here in Colorado Springs.
Much better weather than we had for the original game scheduled against Portland. It's a beautiful night. Shadows beginning to stretch across the field. They've got the floodlights going. No need for them quite yet. It's a beautiful night. Great crowd here at Sand Creek Stadium. As we see here, Vercoloni, he just hesitates a bit. The ball runs a little bit long for him, and he cuts outside of the defender, tries to wrap his right foot around that ball, go for the far corner. That's a really fantastic save there from Jake Gleason with his left hand.
Back to live action now on the Switchbacks end. Gonzalez goes far side, and here comes Jordan Burt across midfield. Burt chips it up ahead. King trying to close it and keep it in play. Aaron King will get there in time. Bump to the back now. He'll chip it back to Miguel Gonzalez. Gonzalez, the cross, and that will get through the end line. Portland controls.
Just too long there on the cross for Luke Vercoloni, the captain, trying to get on the end of that one. It just ran a little bit too long.
You can see how active Miguel Gonzalez has been tonight all over the field, and certainly adds a different dimension to this team. Obviously his explosiveness and able to set up with his passing ability.
Miguel Gonzalez. He started today's game on the left-hand side of the Switchbacks forward three. As the game goes on, I wouldn't be surprised to see him get a little bit more freedom, start to fill in that number 10 role, and just be able to move around a little bit more.
There's T2 on the move into the 18. Left side cleared out of there by Burt for the moment. Now Portland chips it back. They work into the box left side. Going to work on the end line and deflected off with Jordan Burt. And thought for a moment we may get a handball. Instead, it's going to be a quarter kick, a Heineken quarter kick. And Blair Gavin, number 52 for the Timbers, over to take it here. And the southeast corner at Sand Creek Stadium.
The captain, Gavin, here, he's going to whip this ball in with his right foot, try to put it right onto the penalty spot for Portland Timbers, too.
Portland with their 50th quarter kick of the season. They'll bend it into the box and head it out of there.
No surprise, it's Josh Phillips again.
Phillips has been outstanding, as we mentioned. A member of that USL Pro All-Team earlier this week. Had a great performance against the Vancouver Whitecaps. No call play continues. Now Bercoloni, hesitation. He'll move it on the far flank. Bercoloni across midfield. Switches it up, drops it off to Shin Harada. Harada now, back to Bercoloni. And Luke down that far side sends it in. And now he's got Miguel Gonzalez near side. Miguel one-on-one to the near flank. Drops it back to Argueta. Good spacing here for the Switchbacks. Now sent in by Bejarano. On the cross, bends it in, but securing it is Jake Gleason.
Just too long there by Bejarano. Clay Bejarano, he's a player that's equally comfortable on both his left foot and his right foot, so he's fine cutting inside, maybe having a shot with that right foot, having a cross to the back post, and he's equally adept getting down the outside of the defender and using his left foot to cross that ball in.
Vans Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike soccer information. Again, on Twitter, go to @Nike Soccer. T2 working at a switchback zone. This is Gavin. I'll drop it back to midfield. Portland, again, a team that is outstanding in one-on-one opportunities. And here they go, working in the 18th minute. Phillips again, right place, right time, but he controls for Colorado Springs as Burt gets it up ahead. Here's King trying to break loose, and defensively T2 in position, and they will keep it in play. No, they won't. So opportunity here for Colorado Springs in a T2 zone.
Switchbacks are looking for Aaron King very, very early. He's becoming a little bit isolated up there. Aaron King's working very hard, but he's on his own. The Switchbacks just need to get a little bit more support around their striker.
Here's Vercoloni. What a move. Vercoloni, top of the 18, shoots it wide to the right side.
It just goes to show the confidence that Luke Vercoloni has. Excuse me, Josh, for interrupting you. Luke Vercoloni, he's full of confidence after his goal and after his really good strike earlier in today's game.
Roland, a different look offensively. Obviously, Argueta gets the start tonight, but they have switched up that triangle. As you see, Vercoloni, another shot on goal.
They have. Coach Steve Trichu has let Luke Vercoloni and Shintaro Harada have a little bit more freedom playing in front of Ronnie Argueta. It's let those two midfielders support the offense. It's let Luke Vercoloni and Shintaro Harada also get wide when they need to, and that's really helped the Switchbacks score more goals in these home games, as we've seen.
Well, one of the keys against T2 is winning the midfield, and obviously Coach Steve Trichu hoping that little bit of tweak in the lineup is going to help things tonight against Portland.
Neither team has really settled. The Switchbacks have had the better of the chances. Portland Timbers, too, haven't really worried Devil Agoric. The Switchbacks have done well here in the opening 18 minutes of this game.
So throwing far side with the Switchbacks, and they'll get it into Aaron King. King with 2 goals coming in. He's one of 6 players with at least 2 goals this season. And opportunity here for the Switchbacks, center to the box, headed up by Gonzalez, and it sails over the crossbar.
That was a fantastic move by Jordan Burt coming in for the injured Taylor Hunter on the right wing. Jordan Burt beat his defender, all hands up, crossed the ball in deep. That was a really, really good cross. Unfortunately, just a little bit too high for Miguel Gonzalez. As you see, Jordan Burt here with the right-footed cross, puts it right onto the top of the head of Miguel Gonzalez. Unfortunately, his header just goes a little bit over the Portland Timbers 2 goal.
And Burt starting in place of Taylor Hunter here tonight, but Gonzalez has had a lot of space against the T2 defenders.
He has. He's floated out here to the left-hand wing for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. He's getting a little bit of freedom as Josh Phillips wins another header, and Miguel Gonzalez has played well so far.
Argueta not able to win that ball. T2 will control. This is Nanchoff, and now a whistle, and this is going to go Switchback way.
And nothing, just a little bit of a pull there on Ronnie Argueta and the foul will go to the Switchbacks. They'll be able to reset here. Devil Agoric will come forward maybe to take this one, or J.J. Greer will. So just take the bit of a pressure off. Portland Timbers are just trying to start an attack. Switchbacks will be able to restart here.
T2 with 135 fouls coming in. They are minus in that category, minus 13 against their opponents. Is Goric retreating to his right, and he'll play it in the corner of the box. Up it goes now as the Switchbacks setting it up here as we have ticked into the 21st minute of play. Still no score between the Switchbacks and T2 out of Portland. First meeting between these two teams. The Switchbacks play each Western Conference team at least twice this season. Again, the second time that the Switchbacks have played in the last 4 days, and they've got one more to go this week. They'll wrap up the week against Salt Lake right here at Sand Creek Stadium. That ball will sail through the end line. So shots advantage for the Switchbacks early on, and they've had some quality shots, especially off the foot of the captain, Luke Vercoloni.
Vercoloni's been able to find himself free. Aaron King has been taking the Portland Timbers 2 defense with him, and that's given Luke Vercoloni the space to move in right in behind Aaron King and get a couple of shots off. One of those on target so far, one of those just over. Vercoloni's played well. Should look to get some more shots off here.
Midfield, and that ball is going to sail out, and it'll be Switchback ball. The Switchbacks, of course, we mentioned winning 3 straight at home. They've won 2 of the last 3 overall. The one loss, a tough loss to the LA Galaxy when they could have ended up with a draw, but instead the Galaxy scored late in that match as T2 defensively able to swing it around and counter here. This is Rundell Winchester up to midfield, and boy, look at Josh Phillips going to work at the defensive end. Another win for the Switchbacks. Argueta up ahead. Now Gonzalez picks up the ball. Gonzalez moves into his right, waiting for help. He's got Shin Harada. Harada surveys the field, looking to dump it back, and he will to J.J. Greer. Well, Josh Phillips has been outstanding. We have called his name numerous times here tonight. Far side, Jordan Burt giving chase and not able to catch up as they rolls through the quarter.
It's good play from the Switchbacks there. It was a good attack. Unfortunately, that pass. You can see here Josh Phillips and Ronnie Argueta teaming up. Yeah, no call there. Didn't look like a foul. Good advantage played by the referee as the Switchbacks were able to push forward. And
going after Carlton Belmar, the leading scorer for T2, and you can see the top score for T2 slowly getting up off the turf, and glad to see great sportsmanship out there between these two teams.
It looks like he's going to be all right. I think he might have just taken a stray elbow or a hand to the face there. Nothing wrong with that. Carlton Belmar looks like he's going to be okay to continue this game. By far the most impressive player so far this season for Portland Timbers too.
Belmar with 6 goals coming in. You talk about the stretch the Switchbacks have been on. 2 of the last 3 victories coming into this. They've outscored their opponents 9-2. So this is a team not only winning games, but winning by a wide margin.
They've been playing well.
Here's Gonzalez able to keep the ball, and now Harada drops it off. Here's Vercoloni, drops it back to Argueta. Argueta moving to his left, now straight down the field. Argueta drops it off Gonzalez into the box, top of the 18th, up in the air, and T2 able to clear it momentarily. And help on the way, and this is Mike Seth. Seth was working that far side, moved over to the near side now as Bejarano trying to create some space, sends it in up over the goalie's head, and Gleason leaping back uses that right hand to send it over the crossbar. Another great play by the Portland keeper.
Really good cross there. Come shot from Bejarano. He cuts in on his right foot, plays that one to the back post. It was good feet by the goalkeeper Gleason. He was able to readjust his feet as we see Bejarano here whipping the ball in with his right foot. The goalkeeper was able to adjust his feet and comfortably push that one over the top for a corner kick for the Switchbacks.
So Luke Vercoloni will take the corner here for the Switchbacks, coming on the northwest side of the field. A second quarter here tonight for Colorado Springs, trying to break a scoreless tie in the 25th minute. Vercoloni leads the team in goals. He's got 6 coming into this one tonight, tied for 3rd in the USL Pro League.
Watch out for Josh Phillips and J.J. Greer from this set piece here from Luke Vercoloni.
The captain with a right-footed strike, set it up in the box, still in the box, and now sent out of there for a moment. Gonzalez able to control it, ball on the floor, shot and a goal! Miguel Gonzalez with the left foot, had it on the turf and buries it right side, and the Switchbacks with a 1-0 lead.
That ball came through a forest of legs. There was no way that Gleason, the goalkeeper for Portland Timbers 2, could see that ball. Miguel Gonzalez takes it down on his right foot. He fakes with the right to get him a little bit of space. That ball is bobbling up. Miguel Gonzalez is able to take the ball down, get it on the floor here, moves it over to his left foot, hits it through a sea of legs. Gleason, no chance. Might have taken a small deflection into the far side of the goal. 1-0 Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, 25 minutes in.
Miguel Gonzalez with his 4th goal of the season. He's second on the team in that department now. And what a start for the Switchbacks.
Really, really good goal there. Really, really well done by Miguel Gonzalez. He was able to get it on his left foot, not his favored foot. He's able to push it through. 1-0 Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. Really, really good play by the Switchbacks.
Well, the Switchbacks, Roland, have been knocking on the door tonight. They've been out shooting T2, and finally they break through a 1-0 lead.
It's a lead they've deserved as well. They've had the better of the chances. The Switchbacks in the opening 20-25 minutes, they played really, really well, able to get that ball in as we see Aaron King here chasing down another ball.
And King gets free of the box, but Portland able to close in defensively. Now Gonzalez drops it back for Clay Bejarano. Argueta sets it up, little give and go. Now Shin Harada surveys the field. We talked about that inverted triangle. Harada playing just a bit up from where he's played most of this season up to tonight. Phillips, good ball, far side. And here's Jordan Burt. Drops it back to Bercoloni. Switchback scoring in the 25th minute off the left foot of Miguel Gonzalez for his 4th goal. 1-0 our score here in the 27th minute. Harada bump. That ball won by T2. Portland now a little stagnant in terms of offensive production here for Portland as we reach the midway point in the opening half. Fans, a reminder, if you visited the new USLsoccer.com website, get the latest news, live stats, and check out the new social media hub only on USLsoccer.com.
The Switchbacks have been pressing really, really high against Portland Timbers too. As soon as the Timbers get the ball, the Switchbacks are pressing high as Miguel Gonzalez is open on the left wing again here.
He's going to get there in time. Here comes Gonzalez, room to work on the left side. He's got 1 goal, moves in now. Box left corner. Gonzalez drops it off at the top. Shot, and that sails way off on the left side and high, but another opportunity that time off of the foot of Mike Seth. But again, Miguel Gonzalez creating for the Switchbacks here in the opening half.
Good play by Miguel Gonzalez, finding himself in more room down the left-hand side. As you mentioned earlier, Josh, he was able to get that ball into the feet of Mike Seth. Unfortunately, Mike Seth just leaning back a little bit. It's off of his non-favored left foot, and he just snatches at the chance, pushes it over the bar. Unfortunate, but it all came from a really, really good offensive move by Miguel Gonzalez down the left-hand wing for the Switchbacks.
And Brent Richards defensively has been blanketing or trying to mark Gonzalez most of the night, and I'd say to this point it's been all Miguel Gonzalez. Richards is going to have his hands full here for the remainder of this match.
He is. The Switchbacks have been putting multiple players on this side trying to get the overlap against the Portland Timbers 2 defense. The Switchbacks haven't found yet, it's only 28 minutes into this game, they haven't yet found too much success going down their right hand side. Most of their attacks have come down the left through Miguel Gonzalez, being supported as always by Clay Bejarano.
So Chandler set up the throw in for the Switchback, or rather for T2 here in the 29th minute. 1-0 our score. Portland coming off of tough losses. Go to work, shot, and that one sails to the left side, taken by Rundell Winchester. Boy, Rundell with some size out there. He goes 6'2", 175, and this is a guy who has international experience.
He has. He's been capped internationally by Trinidad and Tobago, by the senior team. He's a very, very good player. He might be still one for the future, and he just looks like he's gotten a little bit frustrated here as he snatches at this chance. He hasn't had too much service. He hasn't had too much of the ball. He's been falling deeper and deeper to try to get himself on the end of the ball, but good opportunity for him there. He just snatched at the shot and pushed it over. Gonzalez
up to Bercoloni, a little back and forth. Now Gonzalez retreats. He loses a ball, taken away there by Nanchoff. T2 looking to get something going offensively. They were shut out their last time out, losing 2-0 to Oklahoma City. The Energy, don't look now, folks, but they are top the Western Conference standings. They have been on a roll. Oklahoma City has won 4 consecutive games, and they are unbeaten in the last 5. So the standard right now, at least midway through June, under the Western Conference is Oklahoma City. But again, in that game, Portland played with 10-minute from about the 10 men, I should say, from about the 28th minute on.
They did. They were down 10 men, and the conditions in that game in Oklahoma City were stiflingly hot, 90-degree temperatures. So maybe the Switchbacks will be able to take advantage of that as the Portland Timbers' two legs begin to fade here into the second half. Excuse me.
Greer, far side. Jordan Burt able to play with the right foot. Burt up ahead in the box and headed out of there defensively. It's Delbridge in good position for Portland, but the Switchbacks will control. They have it at the Portland end, and Jordan Burt able to play it.
Yeah, the Switchbacks have dominated possession. They've dominated the chances so far. Most of this game so far has been played in the Portland Timbers 2 half.
Vercolotti to his left. Here's the captain. He's got room. Vercolotti trying to set up his own shot. Now dumps it off. A cross, and it sails through the box. Able to keep it in play far side is Portland. Is bringing it in with the right foot. Shilo Chuba.
It's a good play again from the Switchbacks. Luke Vercolotti took his time. He drew the defenders to him before getting that ball wide. Unfortunately, the cross just went a little bit long there for the Switchbacks.
Vercolotti, certainly a seasoned veteran at this stage in his professional soccer career, 33 years old, but still tremendous quickness. And of course, he's got the vision, and he's light years ahead of most of the younger talent in terms of being able to see just 1 or 2 steps ahead of their opponent.
He is. Luke Vercoloni's a really, really good leader for this Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC team.
So dropping it off. Here's Vercoloni now. Up ahead, Bejarano on a run. Clay Bejarano, quarter of the 18, sends it in. And Portland in position. They'll clear it out across midfield. And there's Josh Phillips again retreating. And Phillips able to chase it down and drops it back to David Agoric. Agoric works it to J.J. Greer, and here we go. The Switchbacks working here, the 32nd minute with a 1-0 lead. That came off the left foot of Miguel Gonzalez at the 25th minute. The only score to this point.
You could see there the speed of Carlton Belmar. He was causing Josh Phillips and J.J. Greer some problems. It was nothing but a clearance from Portland Timbers too that bypassed the Switchbacks midfield. But you could see with the speed of Carlton Belmar, J.J. Greer and Josh Phillips were doing their best at their utmost to try to double team, get the ball out of the way of Carlton Belmar, who's their definitely Portland Timbers go-to man tonight.
And Belmar gets loose again. Phillips, what a play. Josh Phillips, and no call. We play on. Boy, Belmar had a step, but Phillips able to get a foot in there to disrupt the run of Carlton Belmar. And the Switchbacks control. That was close to a penalty.
It was. I'm not sure how much contact Josh Phillips got on the ball there, if he got any at all. Carlton Belmar was able to spin, get in behind. No call from the referee. Good play by the Switchbacks defense, able to keep that ball, or keep David Agoric from having to make a save in the Switchbacks net.
Argueta too far out in front, trying to hit Miguel Gonzalez down the near side, and boy, another look, and that was a close call for the Switchbacks.
I'm not sure Josh Phillips got too much on that ball. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt due to how well he's played so far this season for the Switchbacks. I don't think he got much on that. Could have been a penalty kick there for the Portland Timbers too.
Josh Phillips, of course, played his collegiate soccer, Gonzaga, West Coast Conference Defender of the Year back at his collegiate days, and he has continued that outstanding play on the defensive end. And boy, one of the reasons why the Switchbacks team is where they are, 7th place coming in, and certainly knocking on the door in terms of trying to crack that top 6 in the Western Conference.
If the Switchbacks are able to keep up their recent run of results at home, there's no doubt that the Switchbacks will be in playoff contention sooner rather than later.
They'll get it to Gonzalez again, drops it back, Vercoloni. Luke on the move, and weaves his way out of the box, and here's Bejarano. Clay to his right, off to Shin Harada. Has it opening, off to Vercoloni, one-on-one, left side, near side, Vercoloni, the cross, headed out of there by Portland. Now Argueta, I should say, covers to the backside for the Switchbacks as Mike Seth closes in defensively.
The Timbers too have no outlet right now. This ball is just coming back at them every time they try to clear it.
There's King. And that ball taken away by Portland. T2, an opportunity to run. They'll wait for help, and then they'll move it across midfield. Defensively, good position for Greer. And a win for the Switchbacks.
Good play by Jordan Burt down the right wing.
There's King near midfield. He'll control off to Vercoloni. Luke dashing in, drops it off left side for Gonzalez. He's working into the box. Gonzalez flips it up with the right foot and a goal. Miguel Gonzalez, his 2nd goal of the game, and the the Switchbacks with a 2-0 lead.
A goal a little bit more beautiful than the first goal as he comes across here to celebrate with the rabid Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC fans. Miguel Gonzalez cuts in on his favorite right foot this time. He goes for the shot that Luke Vercoloni was looking for earlier. He's able to wrap his right foot around that ball, find the far post. Great play from Miguel Gonzalez here as he cuts inside the defender, wraps the ball around. Goalkeeper no chance as it buries into the side netting. 2-0 Switchbacks, 35th minute. Switchbacks in command of this game.
Well, Luke Vercoloni started this match out leading the team in scoring with 6 goals, but boy, he may be in second by the end of this night. Miguel Gonzalez now with 5 goals on the season. He's got 2 tonight. And as you mentioned, both those goals, different types of goals, but boy, both beautiful. And the second one showing touch to drop that in for the second goal tonight here in the 35th minute.
Miguel Gonzalez with a brace already inside the first half. He's on a hat trick now, the natural hat trick, the 1-2-3. Let's see if he can get it. That would be a great thing. The first hat trick in Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC history. Let's see if Miguel Gonzalez can complete the hat trick and get his 3rd goal of the night.
Portland in a hole big time. They allowed 2 goals, getting shut out last week against Oklahoma City. And if you're head coach Jay Vidovich, you've got to just try to find a way to generate some kind of offense here late in this opening half.
They haven't had much. You know, Devil Agoric in the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC goal has not been too worried by any of the chances, by anything created yet from Portland Timbers 2. There's a long way to go in this game as we have another look here at the second goal by Miguel Gonzalez and the second goal for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. As he cuts inside, he lowers his shoulder and he fires that ball, curls that ball into the far corner. Really good goal from Miguel Gonzalez, and you can see what it means to him there. Great goal as he's joined in his celebrations by Clay Bejarano.
Now Miguel Gonzalez now with 5 goals on the season. And the Switchbacks in control. Lots of time left to go here in the 37th minute. And a whistle. That's going to be a foul on Ron Argueta.
That was really good play there from Ronnie. He was following the ball, tenacious defending. Referee calls a foul, though. He just got a little bit too over-aggressive in going after the Portland Timbers 2 player.
So T2, 1, 2, and 2 coming in the last 5.
As we see Ronnie here just getting a little bit too physical. Player turns, keeps the ball away from him, and Ronnie Argueta just goes through the back, tries to win the ball. Good call by the referee.
It's been great to see the tenacity and the physical play that Switchbacks have brought to the match here tonight. Certainly nothing new. You take a look at the fouls versus their opponents this season, 113-79. Switchbacks over their opponents. A physical team, but certainly they use that to their advantage. That ball up ahead, Winchester not able to get there in time as again Phillips back in position for the Switchbacks.
Very good positioning by Josh Phillips. He was able to come across and cover for his center back mate J.J. Greer there and win the ball with his head. Good play by good play by Josh Phillips.
This is Shiloh Chuma now. He'll drop it back to midfield. To fans, a reminder, all USL regular season and playoff games are available live and free and in HD on YouTube. Connect with the USL YouTube channel today. Just a gorgeous night here at Sand Creek Stadium. And no doubt the largest crowd we have seen this season. The weather to go with it. Belmar heads it straight up in the air. Winchester not able to control that ball. Good win there by Bejarano. Up ahead of Gonzalez. He's got room to work near midfield. Miguel Gonzalez, 2 goals already. He moves to his right. Gonzalez, midfield. They'll chip it back here. Seth, he turns. Seth moves into the box. Here comes Vercoloni. And Luke able to keep it in play. Right side. Sends it into the box. Headed out of there by T2. Winchester with the right foot on it. Now Bejarano will set it up. Clay Bejarano tries it with the right foot. And backside Vercoloni. He'll chase it down to the Heineken, or rather the Whole Foods corner. Back out on top, corner of the 18, and that ball sent out of there by Portland.
Good play from the Switchbacks, a good attack. Bejarano missed his shot, went out to Luke Vercoloni on the right-hand side. He was able to redistribute the ball to Jordan Burt with the cross, and the Switchbacks are going to start here again through Argueta, and he's got the left-hand side again with Miguel Gonzalez free.
And headed out of there by Portland, but right now this Switchbacks offense has the T2 defense guessing. Not able to determine what side they're going to come with. Now King breaks free in the box, shot, and it's saved at the last minute. And I don't know if we got it offsides. It looks like
it would look like a foul there. It looked like Aaron King. The ball just ran across the defender, and Aaron King had it both of his hands around the defender. He just pulled him back by the shoulders. The referee called a foul as the ball just ran a little bit too strong for Aaron King there. He pulls back the defender, and that's what the referee called. The goalkeeper still made a good save.
Gleason on it. He's given up 2 already, but a beautiful save there. The cross, and that's headed out of there by Bejarano. And again, Miguel Gonzalez, tons of room to work with here on the near side. Miguel pauses at midfield. Here comes Shin Hirano. Hirano plays it, drops it off with the left foot. Now the captain, Luke Vercoloni, back to Argueta. Roddy surveys, and here's Clay Bejarano for the backside. A deliberate offense right now, spreading the field. The Switchbacks on making this T2 defense cover some space.
Absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Josh. They're just playing the ball back and forth. No need to go after a third goal right now. Just trying to get those legs of Portland Timbers 2 worn down, which we should start to see in the second half as this game is being played at altitude, something the players at Portland Timbers 2 are certainly not used to.
And as you mentioned, Roland, they're coming off just a grinder in the Midwest in Oklahoma. Stifling conditions. Another tough night tonight for Portland. Opportunity here. Here's Seth into the box. Deflected out of there off the foot of Delbridge. Fans, a reminder, you can follow at USL on Twitter to become a league insider, join club conversations, and have a chance at exclusive getaways on Twitter. That is at USL.
Switchbacks are just going to look to try to play out the last 4 or 5 minutes of this first half without giving up a goal. They want to keep that clean sheet to get into the locker room, so head coach Steve Tritchu can give his charges a little bit of a pep talk at the halftime, even though they're up 2-0. They just don't want to give up the goal. Keep the ball as much as they can here for the last 5 minutes. Try to see out this game with the 2-0 lead for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks.
Jordan Byrne on the throw and over the head of Mike Seth. And defensively, there's Jenderson for T2. Timbers hit a hole down 2-0. Thanks to a couple of goals by Miguel Gonzalez, one of the 25th minute, another one of the 35th. Here comes Aaron King, king of the move, and he'll hit the turf in front of the box, and a whistle comes in. It also comes in is the official Karen Apt.
Switchbacks won the ball back there in a very, very good position. There was a bad giveaway by the Portland Timbers too. The Switchbacks were flooding forward. Aaron King with tons of support here. Shintaro Harada wins the ball back, and the Switchbacks are moving forward like gangbusters here again with Aaron King. And Aaron King just fouled at the last minute there by Tim Payne.
So a free kick coming up, and you talk about a player who is finding his stride. Aaron King got off to a bit of a slow start. He has continued to play his game, and boy, 2 goals and assists to show for it. And he has really picked it up offensively that time, putting all kinds of pressure on the T2 defense.
Switchbacks here may look to give Miguel Gonzalez a chance in this free kick to get his hat trick to wind it up. Shintaro Harada is also standing over it menacingly, and both Clay Bejarano and Luke Vercoloni and Mike Seth, all 4 players are having their say in which one of them is going to take the ball. It's an indirect free kick, so the Switchbacks will have to touch it before the strike. It looks like Mike Seth will be the one to strike this ball here after Gonzalez touches it to Shintaro Harada. Looks like Mike Seth is standing over it very menacingly. He wants this free kick on his right foot.
So Seth getting the start tonight in place of the injured Syed Robinson. Seth has played tremendous here tonight. His team up 2-0, 43rd minute. Free kick here for the Switchbacks. So Gonzalez waits the whistle, touches it to Shin, drops it back here for Vercoloni. Right side, now Greer able to pull it in. Low is shot sent in, and now Harada pulls it down for the Switchbacks. Backside Bejarano, and not able to get a foot on that ball. It rolls through the end line.
That free kick was straight off the practice field there. They set it up. They fooled me. They had me absolutely fooled in the booth here. I thought Mike Seth was going to blast that one with his right foot. It was rolled out to Vercoloni. He played it out wide to Argueta. Unfortunately, Switchbacks weren't able to come up with a chance.
As we've seen all night, though, the Switchbacks offense is kept us guessing just which direction they're going to attack from.
You see Clay Bejarano here, the ball coming to the far post. He tries to get it first time with the right foot, just unable to connect and get it across the face of goal for the Switchbacks.
44th minute, we're going to have stoppage time here. Of course, the injury to Devil Agoric early on in the first half, so we will extend past that 45-minute mark here in the opening half as Richards plays it across midfield. And the leading scorer, Belmar, pressure to the back off to Winchester. He'll dump it off at midfield. T2 looking to generate some kind of offense. They were shut out in Oklahoma City in their last outing, and here they are down 2-0 against the Switchbacks. A dominating performance to this point by Colorado Springs, who is quickly making noise, is one of the tougher opponents in this league, this Western Conference. 5-5 coming in, but boy, they've won 2 of the last 3 and 3 consecutive at home. They have not lost on this surface since early April. That was the home opener against Oklahoma City.
I think the Switchbacks FC have made it clear to the rest of the USL League, to the rest of the Western Conference, that coming to Sand Creek Stadium, no one's going to get an easy result here. They're going to have to fight, and the Switchbacks are going to be all over them here in the comfortable confines of Sand Creek Stadium in Colorado Springs. This is a tough place to play, and the Switchbacks really look to defend this as their home turf.
And it's great to see the fans able to show just their support for soccer to this community. The first great night we've had, and they've turned out a tremendous crowd tonight. And the Switchbacks putting on a show up 2-0 here, taking it to the 46 minute, of course, stoppage time at 45. So 3 minutes of stoppage time here as we wrap up this opening half. 2-0, the Switchbacks out in front. T2 go to work. They'll chip it near midfield, and retreating, this is Blair Gavin. And a player hits the turf shin, Harada. That's going to be a foul on Portland. So switchback ball here. And stoppage time here at the end of the opening half.
The captain, Gavin, there just pulling Shintaro Harada back. Nothing much in the call. Nice free kick for the Switchbacks here, just to take a little bit of pressure off, just to see a couple more seconds out at the end of this first half.
Greer with the right foot floats it across midfield. Seth using that height, able to win the ball. Here's Luke Vercoloni off to Gonzalez now. Pinballed around. Vercoloni breaks out of there. Luke stops and flicks it out with the right foot. Shot, and able to smother it at the last second is Jake Gleason. But again, Miguel Gonzalez putting all kinds of pressure on the Portland keeper.
Really good play by Miguel Gonzalez. Luke Vercoloni finds him. Miguel tries to go with the outside of his right foot. That's a really good save by Jake Gleason, coming out, making himself big. Got a great camera look there by the folks upstairs. That was a really good play by the Switchbacks, and Miguel Gonzalez trying to get his hat trick.
And Roland, the way Miguel Gonzalez has been able to pressure the Timbers tonight, I would be shocked if he doesn't get the hat trick. He's been that close, and we saw in the last replay, nearly got the third here in the opening half.
Miguel Gonzalez is playing very well. He had a good game against Vancouver as well, and he's staking his claim as we see Devil Agoric going to come out and win this ball easily. Miguel Gonzalez is staking his claim to join Josh Phillips on the next USL Team of the Week. Really good performance by Miguel Gonzalez so far, as we see him having more space on this left wing yet again.
So Gonzalez across midfield. You got about a minute left. Extra time here in the opening half. Here's Gonzalez. Near side and not able to keep it in play, so T2 controls. As the final seconds of stoppage time tick away here in the opening half. Portland's going to have to go back to the drawing board here in the locker room.
They're going to have a chance to reset at halftime. We'll see what they come out with for the second half. Maybe see some substitutions. They're going to have to push some more players forward, because right now they're just not worrying the Switchbacks defense enough, and they haven't tested Devil Agoric at all.
Gonzalez retreating, and here's help. It's Phillips to midfield. Coming up from behind, this is Delbridge to play it for T2. Now Gavin. Final seconds of the opening half into the box. Josh Phillips there again. And that will do it. What a half for the Switchbacks. They put 2 on a board. Miguel Gonzalez gets both of them. One in the 25th minute, his second in the 35th minute. Switchbacks dominating after 45 minutes of play. Colorado Springs leads Portland 2-0. We'll take a break, get the halftime show underway right after this.
Permanente, everything you need is under one roof.
Awesome. You did all right.
Another way care and coverage together makes life easier. Okay, a little easier. Become a member of Kaiser Permanente, because together we thrive.
Women are proving through history that they're a valuable asset on and off the battlefield. Discover this amazing documentary as it chronicles women in the military. A Vision of Valor. Women Warriors, all this month on Comcast Entertainment Television. See the second Xfinity Sports Awards show on CET or VOD as we commemorate some of the best athletes, teams, performances, and coaches from this past season. Keynote speaker Rod Smith gives valuable advice to students on attitude, gratitude, and perseverance. Go to CET Xfinity Sports Report, then click on Sports Awards. Catch the Colorado Switchbacks FC this month against Vancouver, Portland, Real Monarchs SLC, and the Orange County Blues. The Colorado Switchbacks only on CET.
Looking for something to do in Colorado? You're in luck with Out West. Out West takes you up and down the state finding interesting things to do with the family or a friend. Check out Out West every Tuesday at 9 p.m. only on Comcast Entertainment Television.
Switchbacks on the attack. Shot right side to goal!
Be a part of the action at Sand Creek Stadium as your Colorado Springs Switchbacks take on teams like the Sounders 2, the Galaxy 2, and the Timbers 2.
Ball an opportunity, a shot to goal on the other end!
The inaugural season continues June 13th against the Real Monarchs. Join the excitement. Join the climb at switchbacksfc.com.
Back here at the half, Colorado Springs leading Portland by a score of 2-0. Been an impressive outing by this starting lineup for the Switchbacks, and in particular, Miguel Gonzalez getting a couple of goals, one of the 25th minute, one of the 35th minute. The first off the left foot, the second off the right foot, one with power, one with touch. But he pretty much sums up what has been an overall impressive opening 45 minutes for the Switchbacks.
The Switchbacks have been very, very good so far. Miguel Gonzalez has been leading the charge. All he needs now is a header to complete the hat trick. He's got the right foot, he's got the left foot. If he was able to get one with the head, that would be a perfect result. But Miguel Gonzalez has been finding himself in acres of space down the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC left-hand side, and so far he's helped them pull out to a 2-0 lead.
Well, for the second consecutive match, Portland has been down 2-0. They lost 2-0 against Oklahoma City here, down 2-0 at the break. And the statistics definitely tell the story. In this one, Colorado Springs obviously dominating on the scoreboard, but also shots. 10-1 shot advantage. It starts with the pressure they have put on that T2 defense.
It does, and it starts with the high press of their defense. Starts with the Switchbacks defending from the front with Aaron King, Miguel Gonzalez, Mike Seth, all trying to get in and amongst the Portland Timbers 2 defense. It's caused Portland a lot of problems so far. They haven't been able to deal with it, and the Switchbacks have been all over them so far in the first half, and they should try to continue that in the second half if they can extend this lead.
Roland, let's take a look at the numbers from the opening 45 minutes of play, and total domination for the Switchbacks here. We talked about the shot advantage for Colorado Springs, 10-1. Their keeper, David Agoric, has been outstanding. You could see the numbers there. Not a lot of pressure put on him, but when he has had to come up with the stop, he did. And then corner kicks, 2-1 advantage for the Switchbacks.
And you can also see the time of possession, almost 60% for the Switchbacks, and it hasn't been cheap possession. It hasn't been possession passing around their defensive line. It's been possession attacking the defensive Portland Timbers too.
And towards the end of that first half, they really started to stretch the field to make Portland move.
They did. Really, really good play by the Switchbacks. They've been great in this first half.
Well, when we come back, we'll take a look at the highlights in those first two goals of the opening half. You're watching Switchback Soccer. They lead 2-0 here over Portland.
At Whole Foods Market, values matter. So the fresh fruits and vegetables we sell support organic and sustainable farming, grown locally on over 1,000 U.S. farms, and globally with our ethical trade program. Rated for sustainability and grown by people with responsible farming practices, like Staley Farms Organics. Because to us, value is inseparable from values. Whole Foods Market, America's healthiest grocery store.
Discover real people, finding self-reflection, dreams of superpowers, and the strength and courage of Batman. Tragedies become superpowers that each superhero can overcome. What would Batman do? Stand and fight. Legend of the Night, only on CET.
At Kaiser Permanente, everything you need is under one roof.
Awesome. You did all right, man.
Another way care and coverage together makes life easier. Okay, a little easier. Become a member of Kaiser Permanente because together we thrive.
Women are proving through history that they're a valuable asset on and off the battlefield. Discover this amazing documentary as it chronicles women in the military. A Vision of Valor, Women Warriors, all this month on Comcast Entertainment Television.
This is a message from your inner athlete. Registration is now open for Colorado's largest sports festival, the 2015 Rocky Mountain State Games. Competition takes place July 17th through the 19th and July 24th through the 26th. Choose from over 40 sports. All ages and skill levels can compete. Register now at RockyMountainStateGames.org or call for more information. Come out and compete, win a medal, and join the excitement at the 2015 Rocky Mountain State Games.
Shake off the winter cold by warming up your body with yoga. Kelly Moore will lead you through poses transforming your body and mind. Feel the sunshine on your skin as she instructs breath techniques, muscle control, and releasing tension. Living Yoga now in stunning HD, only on Comcast Entertainment Television.
Back here at the half, the Switchbacks leading the Timbers 2 out of Portland by a score of 2-0. Back here in the booth, Josh Allen alongside Roland Vargas. And Roland, lots of highlights in the opening half, but it starts with number 10, Miguel Gonzalez. He was spectacular with those 2 goals.
He was. 2 goals, one on the right foot, one on the left foot. He was set up by Luke Vercoloni. Vercoloni playing really, really well, leading by example for the captain for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC.
And really, the tone center started in goal. Number 1, David Agoic. The one shot on goal that Portland had, Gorick, the 6'2" frame goes high in the air, secures that ball, and that really seemed to set the tone, a physical game, and then it turned into an offensive half for the Switchbacks.
You're right. Devil Agoric leads from the back. He gives his defense a lot of confidence. They were able to push up, and they were able to let the midfield of the Colorado Springs Switchbacks run rampant, be all over Portland Timbers too. When Portland Timbers had the ball, and when the Switchbacks had the ball, the midfielders for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks were able to push up the field almost at will to help the Switchbacks go out to a 2-0 lead.
And again, for the second straight game, they're doing this. The Switchbacks are without the explosive Side Robinson up front, and then a bit of a switch in terms of strategy goes. Shin Harada playing a little bit further up front.
That's right. Shin Harada playing next to Luke Vercoloni as opposed to maybe in a little bit behind him. That's really been beneficial for the Switchbacks, giving them a lot of space out wide, which Miguel Gonzalez has been exploiting.
Let's take a look at it, see how that first half played out. Some of the highlights for the opening 45 minutes, and boy, Josh Phillips doing what he has done all season long.
You're not going to push Josh Phillips off the ball, I'll tell you that right now. Josh Phillips has been fantastic as we see Devil Agora coming in here. 2 strong hands, goes over the back of his defender. Clay Bejarano, not the wind knocked out of him, but he was okay to continue. And now we see the Switchbacks taking their chances. Luke Vercoloni with the right-footed shot that was very, very, very similar to the goal by Miguel Gonzalez, the second goal by Gonzalez, as we see Bejarano constantly crossing the ball in. Good save by the goalkeeper there on the cross that went a little bit long and turned into a shot. And we can see Miguel Gonzalez here taking the ball down on his left foot, hitting the ball through a forest of players. A bit apropos considering we're playing the Portland Timbers 2. He hits it through a forest of legs. Goalkeeper has no chance, goes into the back of the net. 1-0 Switchbacks as we see Vercoloni here getting Miguel Gonzalez on the ball for Gonzalez's second goal. Very much like the chance that Vercoloni had. 2-0 Switchbacks.
And showing the touch of the right foot as Gonzalez flicks it out of the right corner of the net. 2-0. That coming in the 35th minute. All smiles for Miguel Gonzalez and why not his team up 2-0. And then Josh Phillips, a close no call.
Could have been a penalty there for Portland Timbers too. I'm sure they'll be a little bit aggrieved, but the Switchbacks were able to have more chances. Miguel Gonzalez thwarted there by the goalkeeper as he was going for his hat trick.
Well, we still got 45 minutes to go. Chances are pretty good that Gonzalez is going to get another shot at trying to get that hat trick tonight, trying to become the first player in Switchbacks history to record a hat trick. Well, you take a look at the second half, rolling in adjustments for the Switchbacks continue to do their thing. If you're Portland, what kind of adjustments do they make coming out into the second half?
Well, if it isn't broke, don't fix it for the Switchbacks. They'll come out just like they did. But the Portland Timbers, too, they've got to win the ball back earlier. They've got to take some of the pressure off from the Switchbacks. They've got to get the ball wide. They've got to find themselves in more space, and they've got to win the ball back earlier.
We'll see how it plays up. When we come back, we'll wrap up the half and get you ready for the second half. We'll play the Switchbacks leading Portland 2-0 here at the half.
Doing what we do for a living, we have to give that extra mile, even when you think you can't. Because not only are we taking care of people, but we're taking care of ourselves. At Centura, it is a culture of health. And as a group, we've brought that to the forefront to demonstrate to patients.
See Juliana's inspiring story at CenturaConnected.org.
Speed, action, competition, dominance, victory. Inline speed skating only on CET. Get out on the pitch with the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Join the team all season long as they take on the best the USL has to offer. The Colorado Springs Switchbacks, right here on Comcast Entertainment Television. Summer starts to sizzle on CET with the Xfinity Sports Awards show. Then celebrate women in the military on Women Warriors. Looking to heat up the racetrack? Check out Burnout. Switchback Soccer scorches the field with live events all this month. Only on Comcast Entertainment Television. Women are proving through history that they're a valuable asset on and off the battlefield. Discover this amazing documentary as it chronicles women in the military. A Vision of Valor. Women Warriors, all this month on Comcast Entertainment Television. Discover real people finding self-reflection, dreams of superpowers, and the strength and courage of Batman. Tragedies become superpowers that each superhero can overcome. What would Batman do? Stand and fight. Legend of the Night, only on CET.
Back here at Sand Creek Stadium as we are ready to start half number 2 of play. The Switchbacks on top of the Portland Timbers 2 by a score of 2-0, and rolling a change for the Timbers 2 here to start the second half.
One forward for another. They're going to change up their forward line. Doesn't look like they're going to change the system. They're still going to have 3 forwards rotating around the main man and Rundell Winchester, but they do have Shillo coming out. He wasn't very effective in the first half, and they're going to bring in number 49 here to play for him.
Fateo Safiu in to play for Shilo Chuma, and we are underway here in the second half. Portland and the road, green jerseys, white numbers, white shorts, attacking to the north from right to left on your screen, and These switchbacks going from left to right, attacking to the goal on the south, and as you mentioned, rolling at the half. The south goal has been a tough goal to score on for the switchbacks here at home this season.
I think it's been the toughest goal to go at the stadium. That's taken a lot more of the rain damage and the water damage that the Colorado Springs Switchbacks have been dealing with at their home stadium over the past couple weeks due to the crazy conditions in Colorado Springs. But with how well the Switchbacks have been playing and how effusively they've been starting the second half, the Switchbacks should have a chance here to get some goals, even though they are attacking the half. It's obviously more difficult to score against.
And there's a large chunk of turf that's going to be replaced here in the penalty box at the south end. Is that shot taken? And David Agoric is up for the task. A diving stop here to open up the second half.
It was Jenderson with the shot. Great left-footed shot. David Agoric, #1 rule for a goalkeeper, never get beaten at your near post. It was a really, really nice shot by Jenderson as he whips his left foot onto this ball. But Agoric was able to go high, make the save at his near post. Unfortunately, it trickled out for a corner kick, but that's a very good save from David Agoric.
So corner kick here for the Timbers, and that ball headed through the box, goes through the end line, and a switchback will control. So Portland, a good start for the Timbers. Offense tough to come by tonight, and then going back to last game with the 2-0 shutout loss against Oklahoma City. But T2 here with a quarter in the opening minute of play, or opening 2 minutes of play. Here in the 47th minute, David Agoric on a goal kick drives it across midfield.
It's only been 1 minute and 30 seconds, but so far the Portland Timbers too have had a better chance than they were able to muster in the entire 48 minutes of the first half, as we see the switchbacks coming forward with Jordan Burt.
There's Burt, a room to work here, and closing it defensively is Jenderson. Into the box for Coloni. Reverses field, drops it back, shot, and a goal! Point blank, and Shin Harada buries the goal. 3-0, the Switchbacks out on top.
The goal was absolutely wonderful for the Switchbacks, but it was made by Jordan Burt, and it was made by a filthy, filthy turn by Luke Vercoloni. He took 2 defenders with him as he stopped on a dime and was able to slide that ball perfectly into the run of Shintaro Harada, who buried the ball past Gleason into the net. Look at this turn from Luke Vercoloni. He completely psychs out the entire Portland Timbers 2 defense, lays it on a platter for Shintaro Harada, who obliges, comes through, smashes a right-footed shot past the goalkeeper. 3-0 Switchbacks inside 48 minutes.
Well, the veteran to veteran, setting it up on a tee, and Harada drives it home for the 3rd goal. And boy, how quickly his momentum changed to the second half. Portland came out, they had a quarter kick in the first 1:30 of play of the second half, and the Switchbacks come down. The Vercoloni, the captain, a great play, sets it up, and boy, it's a hole maybe too deep for Portland to overcome.
Great camera angle by our crew here as the ball is rolled across to Harada. He makes no mistake on his finish, bends it between the defender and the goalkeeper. 3-0 Switchbacks. A very, very competent finish by Shintaro Harada.
Gleason had no shot trying to stop that shot. He stopped 3 tonight, but giving up 3 goals. The 3rd here coming in the 48th minute as the Switchbacks lead it 3-0. The second consecutive game here at home. They have put 3 on the board in the last 4 days.
A great argument to start if you ever find yourself in a bar somewhere in the UK is to argue about what is an actual hat trick. Is it 3 goals in a row, or is it just 3 goals in a game? A lot of people will say it's 3 goals in a row. I'll contend that it's 3 goals in a game, and Miguel Gonzalez is still on that hat trick. He's still out there with the 3-0 scoreline. Miguel Gonzalez is going to look to get his 3rd goal of the game tonight.
And Portland deep at their own end. They'll work it near side to Jenderson. This T2 team at a hole, down 3-0. Portland sends it across midfield. Here's the leading scorer, Belmar, and just a little too far out in front.
He just got a little eager there. Carlton Belmar straight a little bit offside. The ball was a little bit late in finding him, and Josh Phillips and J.J. Greer were able to step up for the Switchbacks and draw the most dangerous man for the Portland Timbers 2 offside.
Greer and Phillips, a good job marking the leading scorer. We have not called his name often here tonight.
Carlton Belmar, he's been blanketed by the Switchbacks defense. They've obviously made it clear in the pregame meetings that he's the man to stop, and they've done a good chance of containing him so far.
Mike Seth slow to get off the turf, took a hard fall. We play on. And now a delayed call. And a switchback still down to the turf. It looks like it's Bejarano.
That's Clay Bejarano there. He looks like he took one on the inside of his ankle. He looks to be in quite some pain. Looked to be about a 50-50 challenge. I think the Portland Timbers 2 player might have been a little late. No need for a card, no need for much anything, but Clay Bejarano looks like he's hobbling a little bit. Just took one on the top of the ankle there. A very unprotected place for the player below the shin pad.
So free kick coming up. Shin Harada appears to have the honors here on this kick in the 51st minute.
Shintaro Harada will whip this ball to the back post. Look for J.J. Greer and Josh Phillips have just made their way forward.
Right-footed strike floats into the box, and that's headed out of there by Portland. Kept alive by the captain, Luke Vercaloni. His jersey's tugged. We play on. They'll drop it back. Argueta at midfield, and now they'll dump it off to Gorick, and again spreading it out. The Switchbacks all over the field, up ahead, long ball, and they cannot connect with the captain, Luke Vercaloni. Argueta pressures the ball up ahead. Gonzalez not able to win it. Here's Seth helping from behind, and T2 has it across midfield. Portland on the run now. This is Nanchoff. Nanchoff, defenders all over him, flicks it off with the left foot on the outside part of the foot, and Belmar not able to get there in time as it rolls through the end line. Fans, Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information.
It's been a great day so far for Nike Soccer. You know, the USA men's national team in Cologne in Germany today, beating Germany 2-1. Fabulous result, famous result for the U.S. national team, even though it was a friendly. And so a lot of soccer fans coming into the stadium tonight, you see wearing U.S. national team jerseys.
An outstanding showing tonight by the community here in Colorado Springs. Their passion for soccer on display. Here's Burt near side. Jordan reverses. Now Jordan taps it into the box with the right foot. Soft touch. And that ball is sent out near side. Boy, domination in terms of shots for the Switchbacks. 17-4. Goals against their opponents at home. You talk about a home field advantage, and now they have the crowd to back up that goal scoring.
Best crowd I've ever seen at Sand Creek Stadium tonight. They really come out and pack the place on a Wednesday night.
Here's King turning and can't get the shot off, and now another opportunity. That shot wide to the left side. Miguel Gonzalez had the opportunity for the hat trick, but it sails wide to the left post.
Very unlucky for Miguel Gonzalez. He found himself in an unusual amount of space inside the 6-yard box there. Snatched at his right foot shot and just pushed it wide of the goal. Unfortunate there by Miguel Gonzalez, but he found himself in a great position here just outside the 6, just on the penalty spot. He snatches at the ball and pushes it wide. You can see the disappointment on his face. Unlucky for the Switchbacks and Miguel Gonzalez.
And Roland, the Switchbacks with all kinds of time in the box here tonight.
They do. They've had way too much time from a Portland Timbers 2 perspective all over the field, especially down this left-hand wing for the Switchbacks.
T2 on the march. Here to the Switchbacks in. And that's deflected out near the far corner of the box, and now it'll roll through on the near side, and the Switchbacks control here as Jordan Burt hustles over on the throw-in, strong throw-in. Mike Seth over his head. King grabbed from behind.
It's good hold-up play from Aaron King. It's something he's been working on all season with the Switchback staff. It's very good hold-up play to get the Colorado Springs Switchbacks to throw in Portland's half.
As Delbridge matched up against Aaron King, and now Jordan Burt in to throw it in near side. Reminder, fans, you're watching Switchback Soccer on CET and KRDO News Radio 105.5 FM and 1240 AM. Josh Howe alongside Roland Vargas. Glad you could join us at a beautiful Wednesday evening, and beautiful result to this point for the Switchbacks. The home team up 3-0. Miguel Gonzalez, a pair of goals in the opening half, and then Shin Harada in the 48th minute. Early on to the second half, tacks on the third, and Switchbacks on the attack again. Here's the cross, and that just sails high. Burt, his attempt wide to the right side, and Portland will control here in the 54th minute.
Jordan Burt tried to go first time there and have a shot on the goal of Portland Timbers 2. Unfortunately, he just took it a little bit quickly. The ball sliced off of his foot and went over, but it's good supporting play by Jordan Burt, finding himself in a very advanced position down the right-hand wing for the Switchbacks FC. As we see Jordan Burt on the replay here, just take a bit of a snatch at that shot. It was unlucky, and it goes over. Good ball from Bejarano, goes over the head of Mike Seth. A little touch by the defender as Jordan Burt comes in, snatches at the shot. Unlucky, but it was good positioning by the Colorado Springs Switchbacks right back.
Yeah, Michael Nanchoff in good position defensively for the Timbers on that play. So back to live action. Portland down 3-0, trying to generate some kind of offense. And again, in that opening half, just one shot for T2. They had one quarter kick here to start the second half. Other than that, it has been all Colorado Springs.
They forced Evan Legoric, the Portland Timbers 2 did. The Colorado Springs Switchbacks goalkeeper, they forced him into one good save, but other than that, the goalkeeper for the Switchbacks really hasn't been tested tonight. It's been all Switchbacks, and so far they're matching their result from the weekend against Vancouver, and they're going to hope the Switchbacks are to try to add to this lead, maybe make it 4 or 5, really push that goal difference into the positive category for the Switchbacks.
Jordan Bird across midfield into the T2 territory. Up ahead, here's Mike Seth, room to work at the corner. Now the defender closes in. Seth gets by the defender for a moment. Seth near the end line, chips into the box. Here's Vercoloni, just passes left foot up from the back. Here's the shot, ricocheted off the chest of Jake Gleason, I should say, and the keeper able to cover it up. I believe that was Shin Harada again, getting off a shot with the right foot.
It was Shintaro Harada getting forward for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. His shot took a little bit of a deflection off number 20, Taylor P. Luckily for him, it goes right into the arms of the goalkeeper, Gleason. He was able to make the save on the second attempt, but good play there by the Switchbacks.
And again, you can see how that strategy paying off for head coach Steve Tritchew. Is Shin playing up a little further than he's been playing in the past. That time nearly netted his second goal of the contest.
Good play from Shintaro Harada, and it all comes from Vercoloni as Vercoloni wins the ball back there and draws the foul for the Switchbacks.
And that foul committed.
And he loses his Nike cleat in the process.
Futeo Safiu, who's in for Shilo Chuma. That substitution taking place at the half. Fans, you can become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content. As Luke gets a little attention from the training staff there as he'll lace up that left shoe. Captain just about ready to go here. As the free kick sent into the box, and it'll get through the end line. Jordan Burt, Mike Seth not able to get there in time.
Just too long there for Jordan Burt. Josh Phillips was also involved there. The ball just went a little bit too long, unfortunately, for the Switchbacks, and out of play for a goal kick for Portland Timbers too. It's been a very, very good match so far by the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. Portland Timbers don't really have anything to be very, very enthused about so far inside the first hour of this game, but the Switchbacks have done very well, and this is about the time of the game when we're going to see Portland start to tire in this high altitude.
Again, the T2 squad coming off a grinder of a loss, playing in the heat in Oklahoma last weekend. And, you know, it's interesting, Ron. We talked about the field. It is certainly not up there at the top when it comes to great surfaces in this league. And the Switchbacks could have taken a look at this and said, you know what, this is going to be our downfall. We're going to be better off on the road. Instead, they've turned it into an advantage, and they have really turned this into a distinct home field advantage against their opponents.
They have, and it's been on the back of also some great work by the staff here at the Colorado Springs Switchbacks that have gotten this field in a much, much better condition. It doesn't match the wonderful conditions that the Portland Timbers 2 play in at home right above the Willamette River on that little bluff at Merlot Field. That's one of the nicest fields of any soccer stadium in all of America. But this field here at Sand Creek Stadium is coming along fast. The atmosphere is wonderful, and with these fans coming out, the Switchbacks really have a great, great atmosphere and a fan base to build and get behind the team and really boost them to these wins, these home wins, and this is becoming a very, very difficult stadium for opposing teams to come and play.
And Argueta trying to hit Gonzalez down that far flank, not able to get there in time, and well, we've got the weather to go along with it tonight. Temperature near kickoff just about 70 degrees, and not a drop tonight, but an outstanding 9-3-0 lead. T2 on the attack here, into the box. And Gorick in position, and are we going to get a handball?
It's going to be handball on Jordan Burt. His hand was just in an unnatural position. That's what the referee's looking at there. Was his hand in a natural position? Was his hand in an unnatural position? His arm was sticking out a little bit from his body there. He's trying to claim that it wasn't, but it looks like we're going to see here on the replay. Good look from the camera crew. Yeah, his right arm is just sticking out a little bit, and it catches his right hand. Luckily for Jordan Burt and the Switchbacks, he was outside the box. Portland Timbers 2 are going to have an opportunity to get themselves on the board here with the free kick just on the edge of the Colorado Springs FC box.
So it'll come on the west side of the north penalty box. T2 looking for their first goal, down 3-0 here in the 60th minute. Got Nanchoff drops it in. A shot, and it's ricocheted off a switchback and cleared out of the box.
Another training ground routine there, this time from Portland as they lift the ball back in. Great punch by Devil Legoric, though. Comes out commandingly, punches with a strong right hand, get the ball out, and the Portland Timbers, too, were straight offside. Goric took a little bit of a knock on the top of his right knee. Really, really strong play there by the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC goalkeeper to come out with a strong right hand, win that ball, take some pressure off his defense, but he did take a knock in the process.
Well, David Legoric has played so well this season, and you can see here, opportunity for T2.
Look at David Legoric come out here, takes the player with him. That's perfectly all right. He wins the ball, gives the player something to think about the next time he wants to back into the goalkeeper. Really strong goalkeeping there by David Legoric.
He's got some bumps and bruises, and you have to wonder if he's going to see a little rest come Saturday.
Definitely, they might give David Legoric a bit of a rest. We're not really sure, but he's been playing great. The Switchbacks have multiple starting goalkeepers with Samir Bader on the bench. That's a foul there against Argueta. Good call by the referee. No yellow card yet. It's been a well-refereed game and no need to bring out a yellow card. This game has been played in very good spirits, even though we have seen a couple of small fouls here and there.
Boy, and this has been a change. We've seen a lot of yellows at home throughout the season, but a well-played game, physical game, but you see a clean game. 61st minute here is Jordan Burt near midfield on the free kick for the Switchbacks. Drives it with the right foot into the box, and there's Gleason to secure for Portland.
Just got a little bit too much of it there by Jordan Burt, straight through to the goalkeeper from Portland. Unlucky there by the Switchbacks.
There's Nanshoff playing it off the left foot. Drops it back. Portland looking to try to generate some offense across midfield. Try to get it to the leading scorer and Carlton Belmar, and that ball is way off the mark.
You can see Belmar, he's just starting to slow down the last 5 minutes. He's run his race. Might look to see Portland, who's warming up some substitutes right now, try to replace their leading goal scorer this game. As every minute ticks off the clock, is getting farther and farther away from Portland being able to get a result, and there's no point in exhausting Carlton Belmar tonight. So you may look to see somebody come in here from Portland to replace their leading goal scorer.
Here's Delbridge retreating defensively, dumps it back to Jake Gleason, a goal for T2. Gleason hesitates, drives with the right foot near midfield. There's Jenderson, that's way over his head. And the Switchbacks with an opportunity here, the throw-in T2 territory. On the ground, Argueta. Ronnie Argueta moves with the right foot, moving up the field. Here's Burt on the near flank, drives it in, the cross out of the box. And Portland in position defensively. They'll send it out, a throw in here for Burt again to the near side in the 62nd minute.
It was a very good cross by Jordan Burt there.
Here's Argueta. Up top it goes to Shin Harada. Far side, they'll swing it over. And the Switchbacks go to work on that far flank. They'll dump it into Miguel Gonzalez. Drop back for Shin Harada. Up the play at Vercoloni, bump to the back now, Argueta. Weaving between the defenders. Argueta moves in. Argueta top of the box. Argueta hits the turf in the circle. We play on. Burt bodies it. Corner of the box. King trying to break free from the defender. Can't do it. And Portland somehow clears that ball.
Frantic attack there by the Switchbacks. Defending by the Portland Timbers too was latch stitch, but they were able to get it out. But the Switchbacks come here again.
Here's the captain, Luke Vercoloni, drops it back to Burt. Burt room to work on the right side now. Luke Vercoloni had the assist earlier in the second half. His 5th assist this season. Set up the 3rd goal of the game. The Switchbacks leading Portland 3-0 here in the 63rd minute. Drop back for Jordan Burt. He'll continue to put pressure on this T2 defense. Into the box. Vercoloni circles around, drops it back to Burt. Burt looking for the cross. Eyes it, now goes to his left. Up top it goes to Argueta. Argueta can't get into the box, and a good win there by Portland. Good defensive stand and try to get it to the leading scorer, Belmar. And Belmar not able to get there in time. Who else? Josh Phillips in position again.
Fantastic anticipation, good speed by Josh Phillips. He's defending a faster player there in Carlton Belmar, but he was able to anticipate that ball, get back, and easily play it back to David Legoric. Really, really good play again from Josh Phillips, who's taking a claim to be in USL's Team of the Week for the next week as well. Really, really good play. He's been one of the outstanding players both tonight and this season for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks.
And Roland, how about the ball movement out of the Switchbacks here tonight?
Really, really good. They've been rotating their midfield players. Luke Vercoloni, Shintaro Harada have been finding a lot of space, able to get their forwards on the ball. It's been a very, very impressive performance by the Switchbacks so far, and hopefully another goal for the Switchbacks. Really, really put this game to bed and put a little bit of icing on top of the cake after a very, very good performance.
3-0 our score tonight. In a stretch where the Switchbacks have won 2 out of the last 3 matches. They have outscored their opponents 12-2. Check that, 13-2. They've got the shutout intact here tonight. Up 3-0, bump in the back by Seth. And that's a foul. We play on quickly up ahead. Here's Belmar. Carlton Belmar. Space he hasn't seen tonight. The cross. Gorick punches it out. Vercoloni in position for Colorado Springs.
Gorick got his signals crossed there with his center backs, but he was able to get 2 hands on it. Luckily, get the ball out. And it looks like this is the time in the game where we might start to see some switchback substitutions, get some fresh legs in here as we see Devil Gorick have to fight his own defender here. Josh Phillips for the ball. The communication there. Gorick apologizes. They just weren't on the same page. Poor communication, but luckily the Switchbacks were able to clear that ball. No harm, no foul. Still 3-0 Switchbacks.
65th minute of play here. And T2 will send that out. And the Switchbacks control. Looks like we're going to have a substitution rolling.
It does. I can't quite see who it is yet, but this is the time of the match when Steve Tritchu, the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC head coach, likes to make substitutions, and we've got the Englishman, the young Englishman, Jamie McGinnis, coming in. Very, very good player, very, very physical player. He's probably the only player on the Switchbacks who can get anywhere near on the bench press to Ronnie Argueta. He's a very physical defender. He'll look to just settle this game down and snuff it out and keep any Portland Timbers 2 from having any chances.
Rear sends it, top of the box, headed out of there by T2. Argueta plays it. Vercoloni back to Jordan Burt. Now the captain, Luke Vercoloni, circles with the right foot. Here's Argueta. Dashing in, drops it off. Seth turns, he'll lose the ball. A win for T2, but boy, defensively, Jordan Burt, great position. What a turnover. What a win there by Seth. He hits the turf. No call. Seth circles to his left. Into the box, loses the ball, and T2 recovers into the box. And a good pickup there by Blair Gavin. The ball at midfield is Belmar trying to win it for T2.
Good strength there by Carlton Belmar. Very good strength. He wins the free kick there for the Portland Timbers too. He showed fantastic strength. The referee's just going to hold it up here as both teams are going to make a substitution with the Switchbacks going first here with Jamie McGinnis, the very, very strong young man just outside of London from St. Helens, Watford area. Very, very good defender. He's going to come in here for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, and he's going to be replacing, I can't quite see who he's going to be coming in for yet.
Looks like Jordan Burt,
it does.
I believe.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Jordan Burt looks like he's going to be coming out to be replaced by Jamie McGinnis. A little bit of confusion here for the Switchbacks as they're not exactly sure who's coming off, and it is Jordan Burt.
So Burt got the start in place of the injured Taylor Hunter. And for Portland, a switch as well. Bessler in and Payne out.
Nick Beasler coming in. Nick Beasler, he's the younger brother of Matt Beasler, U.S. national team star who did ever so well down in Brazil at the World Cup. Really made a name for himself there. He's kind of gone off the boil a little bit for the U.S. national team. He wasn't involved in these recent friendlies in Amsterdam and in Cologne, but he's a fantastic young player, plays for Sporting Kansas City, and his younger brother here was taken with the number 5th pick in the 2015 MLS Super Draft. Nick Beasler, really, really good young player. He's a defensive midfield player. He's one for the future and one that Portland tries to get some experience before he moves up to MLS.
And as you mentioned, Roland, Sporting KC disappointed they weren't able to draft the younger brother.
They were, yeah. He didn't fall to Sporting Kansas City. Matt Beasler, the older brother of Nick Beasler, very, very good soccer family. 2 tremendous players, a defender and a defensive midfielder. They've got quite a good staple in the Beasler household.
Fans, follow at USL on Twitter to become a league insider. Join club conversations and have a chance at exclusive getaways. Opportunity here for T2. This is Nadshoff. Top of the box now. Portland shot. Gorick, the rebound. And the attempt by Belmar is high and to the left. Carlton Belmar, best opportunity of the night. And you can see the frustration starting to set in for Portland.
It's a really, really good save by Devil Gorick. Unfortunately, he palmed that ball into a bad area, and Portland were able to have a rebound of a chance. Devil Gorick won't be happy with that. It's a good initial save. You can see him slapping himself for letting that ball back in. But luckily for Devil Gorick, the Portland Timbers 2 weren't able to take that chance as they brought off Rundell Winchester, their main striker, to give him a little bit of time off. Really, really good play from Devil Gorick. He would rather push that ball a little bit wider, but luckily the Portland Timbers 2 weren't able to take advantage of that.
2 saves tonight for Devil Gorick. It speaks to the pressure that defense has applied on that front for Portland. We talked about it in the pregame, one-on-one. Portland so good coming into this one, but they have been bottled up here tonight.
They have, as we just saw Jamie McGinnis getting involved for the first time for the Switchbacks, making a clearance there. Jamie McGinnis has come in for a straight swap for Jordan Burt. He's going to be replacing Jordan Burt at right back. Jamie McGinnis, more traditionally a central defender, Jamie McGinnis, but he can play out on the right. He can also play in a defensive midfield role. He's a versatile player. He's going to be asked to play right back for the remaining 15-20 minutes here for the Switchbacks.
Nadshoff. Played there by McGinnis. Now the cross into the box, and turning And Portland still with an opportunity as Richards trying to get a foot on it. It will sail out of the box and out of midfield is T2 with as much pressure as we have seen on this switchback defense all night.
Portland Timbers, too, are starting to turn the screw. They're starting to have more possession inside the Switchbacks half. They're starting to get some more chances on the Switchbacks goal. The Switchbacks need to win the ball back a little bit earlier. They need to maintain their high pressing, which they've sort of stopped for the last couple of minutes. Better play here from Portland Timbers, too. They're really coming into this game.
And it comes with the youngster Beasler into the game for the first time here in the second half.
Nick Beasler, quality player. He likes to lead. That looks like it could be a yellow card. I'd be shocked if we didn't see a yellow card there. We've got another substitution here for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC with Mike Seth going to be coming off the field, with Nate Robinson going to replace him. Nate Robinson had a very, very nice cameo against Vancouver at the weekend, and it looks like Marty Maben behind him is also going to be coming in at a later juncture, but Nate Robinson in now. Nate Robinson, a very, very good player. He brings a lot of energy, brings a lot of speed, and he was able to hook up in the last game last weekend against Vancouver, play really, really well, and help himself out with an assist. Good play from Nate Robinson last week, and he'll look to do the same again tonight.
Well, the depth that Steve Tritchie has developed here in mid-June has been impressive. Not a lot of drop-off from starter to reserve, as we have seen here tonight in the starting lineup. Jordan Burt getting the start for Taylor Hunter, and Mike Seth in place of Cy Robinson, another substitution for the Switchbacks, as here comes Marty Maben with Aaron King headed to the bench.
It will be. That's the substitution that Steve Tritchie has usually opted for right around the 70th minute mark. Marty Maben is a player who understands his role coming off the bench. He understands he's one of these sparks that comes in off the bench. He's not happy with it. That's okay with Steve Tritchie. Steve Tritchie doesn't want his players happy on the bench. He wants them fighting for that starting space, but Marty Maben so far has been a consummate professional. He hasn't caused any problems in the locker room. He's been excellent when he comes off the bench, and he is the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC lightning plug and spark off the bench. He's been able to help himself to some goals in the recent games. Marty Maben, native of Northern Ireland, very, very good player, and he always comes in to replace Aaron King around the 70th minute.
So Nate Robinson just checked in off Targeta. Now Shinarada scored the goal here in the second half, 48th minute, the third goal of the game, as the Switchbacks lead it 3-0 here in the 72nd minute. Fans, if you visited the new USLsoccer.com website, get the latest by going to USLsoccer.com, news, live stats, and check out all the latest on the social media hub. Into the box, Switchback still attacking. Ball high bounce in the air. Miguel Gonzalez can't get a head on it. It's cleared out by Portland. Argueta there. And now Phillips, look at the hustle, defensive end. Belmar closing in. Belmar going to win that ball. Carlton Belmar leading score. Circles it back. Belmar. And just like that, he's smothered up. Help from behind. Portland closes into the box. And the Switchbacks able to clear it out of there. Great close defensively by Colorado Springs.
Josh Phillips there just able to do enough to hold up Carlton Belmar and wait for his defensive partners to join him in the Colorado Springs Switchbacks defense, and they were able to stop yet another attack by the Portland Timbers too.
So Harrison Delbridge playing at the back for Portland. Long ball to the Switchback end. Gonzalez hands it over to Luke Vercaloni. Drops it back to Argueta. Seems to be a little more burst out of Portland here in the 73rd minute of the second half.
Marty Maben's onside there. Looked like the flag was going to come up. It never did come up. Marty Maben was onside, just wasn't able to reach the end of that ball for the Switchbacks FC.
So Gleason out to make another play in goal for Portland. Shin Harada closing on that ball. Harada into the box, and Gleason clears it out with the right foot across midfield. Great pressure from Shintaro Harada there as the ball falls to Vercaloni, and Ronnie Argueta now on the ball. Looking wide, looking to try to get that ball wide to one of his teammates. And he will here to Jamie McGinnis. Boy, we can't say enough just how well they have spread the ball around here tonight. This is Robinson.
A whole new right side for the Switchbacks with Robinson and McGinnis now forming the right wing for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC as the ball falls to Jamie McGinnis.
Now Nate Robinson awaits, not going to get there, and boy, up for the back. There's Greer. Vercaloni taps it to himself. Vercaloni in the center for Shin Harada. Back to Luke Vercaloni. Surveys the field up ahead. It goes to Gonzalez. Now the near flank. Here's Robinson. Robinson into the box, into the corner. Robinson crosses over to the end line. The cross! And nobody home. Boy, he had Argueta so close to being able to head that in. Not able to connect, though. We play on.
Really good play from Nate Robinson. Was able to fire that ball, drive the ball across the 6-yard box. Unfortunately, there were no Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC strikers on hand to slot that ball home.
Marty Maben also in there for the Switchbacks right now wearing number 9. You got 8 and 9 Arquetta and Maben in for the Switchbacks here at the 75th minute. T2 into the Switchbacks in, and a player down to the turf, and a whistle comes out. And I believe that's going to be a foul on Colorado Springs. Free kick, and we play on. The pace certainly picking up. Obviously a huge sense of urgency in the 75th minute. Portland in a deep hole down 3-0. 2-goal score by the Switchbacks, both by Miguel Gonzalez in the opening half, and then one by Shin Harada in the second half. That is where we stand here. 3-0. Colorado Springs looking to make it 4 consecutive at home.
Shintaro Harada there lying on the turf. The Switchbacks are going to kick the ball out. He needs some treatment here. Looks like Shintaro Harada might have been the victim of a bit of a late leg coming in on the back of his calf. We're going to see on a replay here, but Shintaro Harada is definitely not happy. As we see Harada. Oh, wow, he was stepped on there, unintentionally stepped on there by number 49 for Portland Timbers 2, one of their substitutes. Wasn't intentional. Player was immediate to apologize. There was nothing malicious in that, but he did get stepped on. He did get the cleats down the side of his calf there. It was an unfortunate injury to Shintaro Harada.
That's Fateo Safiu, number 49 for the T2 squad, the forward. So Shin Harada, boy, that is good to see him getting up. It did not look good here initially, but Shin.
And there will be a yellow card now given to Seifu for that challenge. It didn't look to me like there was anything in that. It looked like he was trying to jump over Shintaro Harada, just got a little unlucky, landed on the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC midfielder, but he did end up getting a yellow card. Fateu there just for that challenge. Unfortunate for the substitute. I mean, he's just come in. He's looking a little bit frustrated like the rest of the Portland Timbers 2 team are. And he just left one in there on Shintaro Harada. Unlucky there for Fateu.
Roland, let's keep in mind, this is the second time in the last 4 days this team has played. They look fresh.
They do, and they're used to this altitude. They're used to this stadium. They were practicing on this stadium at midweek. They're used to these conditions.
Opportunity for T2. Belmar closing in, but again, good speed defensively. There's Clay Bejarano getting back to beat Belmar to the ball.
Bejarano's had a very nice game tonight. He had a very good game against Vancouver Whitecaps as well. He's been very impressive so far this season for the Switchbacks FC, holding down that left back spot and making that spot his own. Clay Bejarano, good defensive cover there. He's been very, very good going forward as well. He's put in a very nice shift so far in the opening 80 minutes of this game.
That ball gets by Arquetta, and we get a free kick. No, we're going to play on quick kick for Portland. Down 3-0 here, and Michael Nanchoff will take it for T2. Here in the 78th minute. Portland down 3-0. Nanchoff, left-footed strike into the box, curls it in, headed up, and cleared out of there as the Switchbacks give chase with the lead. Now for the back end, this is Jenderson. Top of the box and headed up by Colorado Springs, and there's Shin Harada. He's got room to work. Harada, one man to beat. Now up ahead, here's Marty Maben. Maben, all kinds of room. He'll work on that far flank. Maben not able to get by the defender, and Jenderson clears it out of the box.
Very determined run there by Marty Maben. Once he gets going, he's like a locomotive. It's very difficult to stop the man. Very good run in behind the Portland Timbers 2 defense for Marty Maben there, is trying to stretch them and get on the end of a pass from Shintaro Harada.
Keep in mind, Miguel Gonzalez with the brace already tonight, going for the first ever hat trick. He's had a couple of close opportunities here for the third goal for the first time in franchise history. Not able to get it as of yet.
Miguel Gonzalez has had his chances. Steve Church was leaving him out there to try to get that hat trick. He's played very, very well. He's kind of found himself a little bit isolated on the left-hand side, not having as many chances recently, but he's still out there and he's looking for that third.
So Marty Maben working on the end line of the Heineken quarter. And that's going against Maben. Fans, all USL regular season and playoff games are available live and free and in HD on YouTube. Connect with the USL YouTube channel today. Switchbacks on the attack. Shin Harada retreats to midfield now as J.J. Greer. Belmar giving chase, and Greer puts it back into the T2N.
Such confident play from J.J. Greer there. Not phased at all. Able to find McGinnis on the right-hand wing. Unfortunately, Jamie McGinnis just wasn't able to bring the ball under his spell. Really nice play there from J.J. Greer. He complements Josh Phillips in the center of the Switchbacks defense fantastically.
Well, you can see the body language on Carlton Belmar. He is a man who is worn out at this point of the match. Big Gonzalez off to Bercadoni. Bercadoni left-footed attempt, and it's cleared out of there. Argueta now heads it over to Bercadoni. They'll still work with it at the Portland end. Argueta retreats to midfield and now sends it back to the keeper, David Agoric, and they're just spreading this ball out and making Portland cover a whole lot of ground here in the 80th minute.
Yeah, Portland are really starting to get tired. We're starting to see some heavy legs out there from the Timbers. That's to be expected after such hot, heavy, humid conditions in Oklahoma City, and coming to the altitude of Colorado Springs is never an easy place to play, and it's certainly not an easy place to play after you've been dehydrated and sapped of all that energy playing in the Midwest during a heat wave. So the Timbers are really starting to slow down. The Switchbacks are slowing down a little bit too, but I think that's more because the Switchbacks are in control of this game, just wanting to see this one out and maintain their second consecutive clean sheet, as we see a substitution here for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC with Davey Armstrong coming in to replace Shintaro Harada, who took that knock onto his leg. They're just going to give Shintaro Harada a little bit of time off to recover from that knock and bring on Davey Armstrong here, who's a very, very competent midfield player. He'll play right next to, if not in behind, Luke Vercoloni.
And Roland, keep in mind, prior to that game against Oklahoma City, Portland has been a second half team on the road. They scored 3 in the second half at a 3-1 win against Tulsa, and they scored another goal in the second half at a tie against St. Louis. So certainly this is an impressive showing of the second half. And up to make the play for the goal box is Jake Gleason across midfield, and now McGinnis controls in the T2N for the Switchbacks.
The Timbers, too, as you were saying, Josh, do like to play very well in the second half. They have a history of getting late goals, as do their MLS counterpart, as we see Nate Robinson attacking here for the Switchbacks.
Robinson right side of the box, and the cross attempt deflected out through the end line. So quarter coming up here for the Switchbacks. It'll come in the southwest end of the field, and an opportunity to go up 4-0 here in the 82nd minute.
Just getting back to what you were saying about the Timbers, too, and how they excel in the second half. It's just like their big brother club, the Portland Timbers in MLS. They do very, very well. Colorado soccer fans will know that, as the Portland Timbers were able to come into Dick's Sporting Goods Park in Denver, where the Colorado Springs Switchbacks will be next week, and they were able to get a last-minute winner against the Rapids earlier this season for a 2-1 win in MLS.
Robinson, right-footed strike of the corner kick. It'll go through the box, and chasing it down is Josh Phillips. Phillips with the left foot into the box and cleared out of there on the ground by Nick Beasler. Belmar heads it back. Opportunity to move here for Portland. It's Futeas Safiu, and he'll drop it back. Portland running out of gas and running out of time here in the 83rd minute. Down 3-0.
You got to give the Portland Timbers, too, credit, though. They're still trying. They haven't had much success tonight. They're still trying to get the ball forward and create some chances, despite the fact that Devil Agoric has been impressive in goal, and despite the fact that the Switchbacks have limited Portland Timbers to very, very few chances overall tonight.
Spacing here for T2. They'll chip into the box. Devil Agoric secures. And the Switchbacks keeper plays it on the near side here in the 83rd minute, as the Switchbacks ticking their way towards a 4th consecutive victory at home. At offsides, Marty Mabin, boy, playing it so close, but boy, you can just see how much he is pushing the envelope against that defensive back line for Portland.
He is. Marty Mabin just straight a little bit offside. The pass was a little bit late there from Jamie McGinnis. Unfortunate there from the Switchbacks, but McGinnis was trying to play Marty Mabin in behind.
And what a luxury for Steve Tritchie having a guy like Marty Mabin to come off the bench. It gives you another offensive threat late in the game.
Marty Mabin's been very impressive so far this season. He's a very good player. He's technically very good with the ball at his feet. He gives the Switchbacks a bit of a change from Aaron King when he comes in late in these games.
And Mabin, 3 goals of the season. One of 6 Switchbacks with at least 2 goals this season.
He did fantastically well after he came on in the 70th minute against Vancouver last weekend, Marty Mabin. Very impressive player so far for the Switchbacks.
T2 up ahead. Here's an opportunity, and that ball shot in a goal. Barry with the right foot off the foot of Brent Richards, and a whistle. We'll see if this stands. I believe it's going to stand. It is.
Yeah, it's a goal for number 55 there, Richards, by Portland Timbers 2. Gorick was pulled a little bit out of his net. Josh Phillips retreating back to the goal line was unable to stop it. Smart play there from Josh Phillips not to stick out a hand, as that would have been a guaranteed red card. So unfortunate there for the Switchbacks to give up a late goal and lose the clean sheet. But you see Josh Phillips there, doesn't stick out a hand, does all he can. Portland Timbers are able to get themselves on the board. You know, they do deserve the goal for how hard they've worked, but the Switchbacks have been fantastic. They deserve the 3-1 win, or excuse me, the 3-1 lead so far. The Switchbacks will be devastated not to keep that clean sheet, but they've been playing very, very well. Good goal there for Portland Timbers 2, very, very late on in this contest.
And it shows you the character, the heart of this T2 team. Obviously, 3-0 did not look good, but they're still playing hard to the final horn.
They are. Were able to get the goals. The Switchbacks here were able to win the corner, take a little bit more time off that clock, put a little bit more pressure onto the goal of the Timbers too.
And how about the men leading both these teams? Of course, Steve Tritchew, we know his a decorated professional playing career and, of course, coaching career with the Rapids. And then on the other side, Jay Vidovich. And, boy, these teams reflect it. They play hard to the final.
They do. They're very technical teams. They're very strong. They're coached very well. You can see, as we saw a couple times today, both teams had opportunities from free kicks that were straight off the training field, so both coaches like to get creative.
Here's an opportunity. Argueta into the box, into the goal box, and quickly T2 somehow able to clear that ball.
Looked like Davey Armstrong coming down there the right-hand wing, able to fire that ball across. Unfortunate for the Switchbacks there not to be able to get a fourth. Good attack there from the Switchbacks. They flooded into the box. Luke Furcoloni leading the charge from midfield to get players into the box, and the Switchbacks were unfortunate there not to get a fourth.
Anshoff playing it for T2, and here's Jenderson near midfield. Belmar battling, and that's great defense by Greer. Here's Furcoloni now to his left, trying to get it to Gonzalez. Miguel Gonzalez, and retreating back. This is Davey Armstrong.
As we see the replay here, Armstrong firing the ball across. Good defending by Portland, and Miguel Gonzalez was unable to get on the end of that ball to try to get a shot away for his third goal.
So 87th minute we go. Portland down 2, 3-1 our score. Portland gets on the board. It comes to the 85th minute off the foot of Brett Richards. And a free kick here for Portland in the 87th minute. The official tonight, Karen App, blows the whistle.
Seeing a little bit of pushing and shoving inside the Switchbacks area.
Long ball, right-footed strike. It'll get through the box. And that will be Switchback ball.
Switchbacks just able to take a little bit of pressure off. They'll take their time in taking this throw in here as the referee tries to hurry them up. Just trying to let the clock run down as we take into the 87th minute.
What a performance tonight by Colorado Springs. They're not going to get the shutout, but boy, this has been a dominating night of soccer for the home team.
3-1's a good result. It's a good win if it holds out this way. They're still looking impressive. The Switchbacks might be able to say something about this, maybe make it a fourth, but the Switchbacks are in control now, up 2 goals with just a handful of minutes left to go, plus a little bit of stoppage time. But there shouldn't be too much. We haven't had any injuries. We had a couple of substitutions, which the referee will take into account, but there shouldn't be too much stoppage time here in the second half, because other than Shintaro Harada being stood on, we really haven't seen many injuries out there.
Now, it is impressive the ability of the Switchbacks to close. They've had a couple of near results. Should have had a tie in that opener against Oklahoma City, the home opener, and then
very unlucky on the road in Los Angeles not to get the tie. Late equalizer for the Galaxy too, after some questionable refereeing.
That match about a week and a half ago, so they've had some close calls, but here they are on the positive side of a 3-1 game. And here comes Marty Mabin. Look out, Marty Mabin into the box. Mabin trying to get by the defender. Mabin stops, circles back near the end line, try to reverse field, and he is smothered up. But boy, Mabin doubled up, and the defense working overtime against number 9 off the bench here tonight.
Marty Mabin known more for his strength, showing a little bit of twinkle toes there, beating a couple defenders on the far side. Really nice play there from Marty Mabin. Was unfortunate not to be able to get the ball across for a chance for the Switchbacks, but really good play from Marty Mabin as he was able to beat a couple defenders. All ends up.
Well, what a luxury for Steve Tritchew. You got Aaron King, 2 goals. He's explosive. Then Mabin coming off the bench, scored 3 goals coming into tonight. Both players certainly showing they deserve playing time.
Josh Phillips there just left a little bit of a challenge late on the Portland Timbers 2 defender. No yellow card by the referee. I think it's been a very well refereed game tonight. No need to pull out any yellow cards with the exception of the player who stood on Shintaro Harada. So it's been a very clean game, played very professionally. very, very good to see both teams playing in this kind of spirit.
Nanshoff with the left foot sends it in. Working his right, Safiu. Out of the right side of the box. Left-footed shot, it's low. And secured by David Agoric. That's a great stop.
Very well held by the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC goalkeeper, David Agoric, who's going to get a bit of a talking to now by the referee, just telling him to hurry the ball up as he's going to clear it well over midfield.
In the 90th minute we go. 3-1 our score. Colorado Springs in control against Portland here on a gorgeous Wednesday night. Fantastic turnout. Fans will not go home disappointed.
Beautiful evening. The conditions that we saw with the heavy field, the heavy rain, and the mosquitoes that came with it look to have abated here as we see one final substitution for the Switchbacks with captain Luke Vercoloni, as he did in the last game, coming off to receive an ovation from the home fans, as we see Kevin Durr coming on to replace the Colorado Springs FC captain, who will give his armband to J.J. Greer. Nice moment there for J.J. Greer to be able to captain the Switchbacks for the remainder of this game.
And Luke Vercoloni leads with his 5th assist of the season. That great setup to Shin Harada gets a round of applause for the fans, and why not? Luke has certainly led the way, set the pace for this team. The bar's set high, but they're playing at that level here in mid-June.
Another very, very professional performance by the captain, Luke Vercoloni. He's not a player who's too vocal. He doesn't lead by talking. He leads by example. He leads with actions. Fantastic performance tonight as we're into 4 minutes of stoppage time here.
You can see Clay Bejarano on the far side getting the fans fired up there as they try to finish this thing in strong fashion.
As we see the wind picking up, we can see the flags picking up, the wind blowing north to south here at Sand Creek Stadium, chilling these fans down as the sun has gone down behind the majestic Rocky Mountains and Pikes Peak tonight. The temperatures just dropped a few degrees as the Switchbacks just look to see out the rest of this game. Got about 3 minutes and change to go.
Bejarano throwing far side, one hops. Quick flick by Durr. And now controlled by Portland. Retreating across the midfield line. Great footwork out there by Portland, and they'll send it over near side. Nobody home, and when the leading scorer Carlton Belmar looks back at his teammate, just not on the same page.
Now the service into Carlton Belmar tonight, frankly, for Portland Timbers 2 has not been good enough. He's their leading goal scorer. He's one of the most dangerous strikers in the entire USL, but he just has not had acceptable service tonight to try to be able to create some chances. And Clay Bejarano, JJ Phillips, Josh Phillips, JJ Greer, Clay Bejarano, and now Jamie McGinnis at right back have done a great job at stifling and snuffing out any attacks coming through the Portland Timbers attack man here.
Good win by the Switchbacks. Nate Robinson working the ball near midfield, and Colorado Springs just looking to eat the clock up here. Stoppage time, 4 minutes. We're 2 minutes into the stoppage time here at the end of this one.
Switchbacks are just dropping a little bit deeper and deeper now. No harm with trying to see out the rest of this game.
And Roland, there's still plenty of work to be done this week. Salt Lake comes to town on Saturday, and again, the big one 1 week from tonight in Denver, Dick's Sporting Goods Park, the U.S. Open Cup, and obviously the Switchbacks would love to put on a show and put their best foot forward against the MLS team.
Bit of a late challenge here against Clay Bejarano as we see Belmar coming across. Bejarano just takes one right in the ribs. He's up, he's fine, and David Agoric is going to clear this ball here. We just got a couple minutes left, no more than about a minute and change left for the Switchbacks to see out and record their another win here at home, another 3-goal performance here at home. Unfortunately, they weren't able to keep the clean sheet, but they were able to score 3 goals, 3 impressive goals as they're attacking again here.
On the move right side, they'll drop it off. Here's Miguel Gonzalez. Can he pick up the hat trick? Flicks it up top of the box, and now cleared out of there by Portland. Nanshoff near midfield. And boy, Colorado Springs just great position tonight. Argueta swings it far side. Here's Bejarano. And doubled up there, good tackle, and a win there for Portland.
It's been such a competent performance tonight by the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. The result never looked in question after they got the first goal. True, Portland Timbers FC 2 were able to get on the board and get the goal themselves, but this result has never looked in question. It's looked like a Switchbacks win ever since the first goal went in from Miguel Gonzalez.
Jenderson with the left foot, top of the box, headed out of there. And Colorado Springs controls, and we'll play out the final seconds here of stoppage time. What a night for the Switchbacks. Dominating performance here against Portland. The final seconds ticking off here. 3-1 our score. And these players have a lot to build on going into another tough one Saturday night right here at home against Salt Lake.
Very, very good performance tonight by the Switchbacks. Very, very competent. Some great individual performances, namely Miguel Gonzalez, but Vercoloni did very, very well. Shintaro Harada popped up with the goal. Good goalkeeping by Devil Agoric, and a great play by Josh Phillips as we hear the final whistle after a 3-1 win by the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC.
The fans come to their feet, and why not? The Switchbacks win again. Their fourth straight win at home. 3-1, a dominating performance. We'll be back with the post-game show right after this.
Headed to the mountains? Watch Good Morning Vail now on CET Comcast Entertainment Television for everything you need to know before you hit the slopes. Good Morning Vail, your local resource for mountain weather, snow totals, and travel conditions. We'll be your guide from the first chairlift ride to the final run of the season. So don't miss the fun. Watch Good Morning Vail live every day at 7 a.m. on Comcast Entertainment Television. Good Morning Vail. Be in the know before you go.
This is a message from your inner athlete. Registration is now open for Colorado's largest sports festival, the 2015 Rocky Mountain State Games. Competition takes place July 17th through the 19th and July 24th through the 26th. Choose from over 40 sports. All ages and skill levels can compete. Register now at RockyMountainStateGames.org or call for more information. Come out and compete, win a medal, and join the excitement at the 2015 Rocky Mountain State Games.
We made it!
Wow, look at that.
Switchbacks on the attack. Shot right side to goal!
Be a part of the action at Sand Creek Stadium as your Colorado Springs Switchbacks take on teams like the Sounders 2, the Galaxy 2, and the Timbers 2.
Ball and opportunity, a shot and a goal on the other end!
The inaugural season continues June 13th against the Real Monarchs. Join the excitement, join the climb at switchbacksfc.com.
What a night here at Sand Creek Stadium. A beautiful Wednesday night and a beautiful result for the Switchbacks. They pick up their sixth win of the season. They're now 6-5. A dominating showing against Timbers FC 2 out of Portland. Your final score, 3-1. Josh Howe back here in the booth, and boy, what a night tonight. And it all started off the foot of Miguel Gonzalez. Miguel Gonzalez getting his fourth and fifth goals of the season. The first coming in the 25th minute. Gonzalez buries it with the left foot, a low shot of the right corner of the net. And then 10 minutes later, Gonzalez comes back showing touch, tapped it in with the right foot, lobbed it in. That made it 2-0 at the half. In the first half, the Switchbacks outshooting Portland 10-1 the count on that one. In the second half, it was more Colorado Springs. The captain, Luke Vercoloni, starts on the south end, an end that has been tough to score on for the Switchbacks, but Vercoloni getting his fifth assist of the season, setting up Shintaro Harada. Harada buries it with the right foot. 3-0 at that point. It was all Switchbacks. 85th minute. It was Portland finally getting on the board. Brent Richards getting the only goal of the game to erase the shutout for Colorado Springs. Nonetheless, an impressive performance tonight out of Colorado Springs as they get the victory 3-1 to final. Let's take a look at some of the numbers here tonight after this one, and you can see shots domination for Colorado Springs. A 10-1 advantage in the first half. They finished 15-7 shot advantage over T2. Shots on goal, 7-4 advantage. Colorado Springs. Quarter kicks, 3-2 in favor of Colorado Springs. Fouls, a physical game, but a clean game. 12-7, Switchbacks with 12 fouls, and Portland with 7. In time of possession, this was so key. quality possession for the Switchbacks tonight. 62% to 38% advantage for the Switchbacks. And again, they're not done yet. They got one more match to go in this homestand. They played 2 in 4 days, and they've got another tough match coming up against
another one on Saturday.
Real Salt Lake
Test 1 2 here with Miguel.
Saturday night. That will be a great matchup here tonight on Saturday night here at Sand Creek Stadium. And you know, this has really turned into a home field advantage for the Switchbacks. They have won 4 consecutive matches here in USL Pro play since the stumbling out of the gates in the home opener where they lost to Oklahoma City, the Energy. They had a chance to get a result at that one. OKC, a late goal to prevail late in that one. That was in early April. Since, they've dominated here at home, and they have continued to rack up the points, rack up the goals. 12 goals now in a stretch where they have won 3 of the last 4. So certainly this is a team on the rise again. Coming in, the Switchbacks right on the cusp of the top 6. The top 6 teams advance to the playoffs, but obviously we got a lot of the soccer left to be played, but they're well positioned. The Switchbacks now with 17 points this season. Well, a lot to be excited about tonight for the Switchbacks, and Roland Vargas is here with one of our stars of the game. We'll send it upstairs to Roland. Roland?
Here with Miguel Gonzalez. Miguel, really impressive performance, 3-0 win, 2 goals for yourself. Talk about those 2 goals. How happy are you with those?
Hey, thank you very much for having me, first of all. You know, it's great. It's great to get the 2 goals, and most importantly, the win, you know. We talk about, in the locker room, we talk about the game plan, and we come out and, you know, we work hard and execute it, and, you know, fortunately, we got the win.
Back-to-back performances for you guys, scoring 3 goals in each game. How are you going to keep the momentum going into Real Salt Lake this weekend?
That's big, you know, that's big. We've been talking about the schedule that we had, and it's pretty tight, pretty tough. So the 2 wins and then the momentum, you know, the scoring goals, it definitely helps us for the next game.
Miguel, thank you so much. Congratulations tonight on such a great performance.
Hey, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you very much, Roland. Thank you, Miguel. And boy, what a night for Miguel. 2 goals tonight. His 4th and 5th of the season, 1 coming to the 35th minute. That was the 2nd, and his first goal coming in the 25th minute. Well, let's take a look at some of the highlights from tonight's match as the Switchbacks win for the 6th time this season. Physical play early on. Josh Phillips setting the tone defensively for the Switchbacks, and you had a feeling at that point this was going to be a game that the Switchbacks owned. And how about the play of David Agoric going up to get that ball? The only save he made in the first half, and Miguel Gonzalez, or rather Luke Vercoloni, nearly gets the goal, but boy, that would be a sign of things to come. They continue to knock on the door, and eventually it would open up big time. And great play there by Miguel Gonzalez. You can see Roland going with the left foot. So pretty, keeping it low on the ground.
Very, very nice shot there by Miguel Gonzalez through the trees of the legs. No chance for the Portland Timbers 2 goalkeeper. That's the first goal for Miguel Gonzalez, as now Vercoloni starts to take over, and you can see Gonzalez just cut it on his right foot, beautifully curl the ball into the far post. Fantastic finish for the 2nd goal by the Switchbacks, and the 2nd goal for Miguel Gonzalez tonight.
And show the touch there of the right foot, and Miguel, love the flair that number 10 plays with.
A goal a little bit more beautiful.
Tremendous energy, and you can see the fans in full support here tonight, and Phillips continues to work on the defensive end.
Possible penalty there against Josh Phillips. Nothing was called, as we see Vercoloni here getting Miguel Gonzalez open. Unlucky to get his hat trick there, going with the outside of his right foot, trying to beat the goalkeeper Gleason. Not able to get his 3rd goal, but he didn't stop trying. Miguel Gonzalez, great endeavor from the young man tonight. Found himself in tons of space down the left wing. Really good play.
And what a setup there by Luke Vercoloni.
Great play from Vercoloni, as we see Shintaro Harada with the great angle there. Bury the ball with his right foot inside of the right foot strike. No chance again for the goalkeeper. 3-0 to the Switchbacks FC.
And look at the support out of the Switchbacks fans here tonight, showing up in full force.
Yeah, and you see Devil Agoric there taking command, takes the ball, and he takes the man. Good goalkeeping from the Switchbacks. Again, good goalkeeping by David Agoric. He got a little bit lucky on the rebound that Portland Timbers 2 weren't able to bury that one, but he made the initial save, and David Agoric wasn't at fault here. As we see Josh Phillips, good defense, able to slow up the attacker there for Portland Timbers 2. And here we see the goal. David Agoric comes out, makes himself big, nothing he can do. Portland Timbers are able to get on the board.
And David Agoric not able to get the shutout tonight. but he gets the win, his 6th win of the season. The Switchbacks now 6-5. We're in mid-June, but certainly they are peaking. They're hitting their stride, and certainly one of the scarier teams right now in the USL Pro League.
Switchbacks are playing really, really well. Coach Trichu talked about getting 6 points would be a really, really big bonus from these 3 games. He's got 6 points already. It's only been 2 games. If they're able to win this game against the Monarchs at Salt Lake City, that's 9 points out of 9, so they'll be going for a win this weekend against Salt Lake City.
That's 4 straight wins at home now, and as Roland mentioned, they got another opportunity Saturday night. We'll be here again. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in here on CET Sports and KRDO News Radio 105.5 FM and 1280 or 1240 AM. For Roland Vargas and on our entire crew, I'm Josh Howe saying good night from Sand Creek Stadium, where the Switchbacks knock off Portland 3-1 to final.